look you straight into the eyes and say, I'm not soft, and I'm not weak. I am the most animalistic, most intense man in NXT. I've beaten everyone they put in front of me, and after Battlegrounds, I'm the first person in line to face Carmelo Hayes for the NXT title.
There we go, everybody. There's that NXT arrogance. Do you understand I've competed in 6 WrestleMania matches? I retired Kurt Angle, and I'm the last man to pin Roman Reigns.
I see her. I see you targeting Carmelo Hayes to make some kind of point, right?
Hit that like button. Come on, B. Yeah, watching this promo between Baron Corbin and Ilya Dragunov. Good ish right here.
What I want, then, so be it.
Kid, there's a big difference between what you want and what you're going to get. I jump the line because I say so. I jump the line because I am the biggest star in this building.
Yeah, by default.
But I make challenges. So why don't you show everyone how much of a star you are against me tonight?
Oh, man.
Are you sure you want a piece of this after Battleground?
Well, I think there's nothing as hard you can bring as Battleground was.
Sheesh. This dude, Ilya Dragunov, showed up with a crazy scar on his ribcage. He had a nasty scar on his waist. Not a scar, a bruise, excuse me. Who knows? Maybe this is what Baron Corbin needs. He definitely needed something refreshing. Maybe he needed to go to NXT. Trick Williams out of nowhere. This dude, Trick Williams, sneaker game, stay on point. Yeah, buddy. Well, yeah. What's goody though? What's goody there? Black Star, what's going on, my dude? Come on. Everyone. Back being live up in the mud. You already know the vibes. Council Roundtable signing back in real quick. Episode 121. We talk about the old-fashioned wrestling. Let y'all know what's happening. You dig? Just making sure. Let me send out. You know what I mean? Let people know that I'm live real quick. Give me 1 second, y'all. You gotta spread the word. I can't complain, man. You know, good to be back, feeling refreshed. You know, I had to handle a few things last Friday, so, you know, it happens. Life happens. How you feeling? Let me drop that link as a matter of fact. Drop that link early. You know what I'm saying? Let's get to it ASAP. Got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to cover. Happy birthday to Mick Foley. Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? And we still miss you. To the Fink. Today is Hal Finkel birthday, McFoley birthday, and which is crazy. Today is superstar Billy Graham birthday. Unfortunately, he just passed. I didn't even know his birthday was coming up. Condolences to them. What's up, ballet dancer? All right. I don't know if y'all heard that in the beginning. Baron Corbin with that Ilya Dragunov promo and that opening all together. Not a bad, I don't know if that's how the show started, but I just happened to just be going through YouTube and then I see that clip. So yeah, man, look, I'm not gonna lie. That got me ready to want to see that episode of NXT. I see you, my dude. Pull up.
It was goody, man.
It was goody. How you been?
I've been good, man. How you been?
Yeah, I've been good. Life is good, but you got a little bullshit here and there, but that's life. It only makes us stronger.
Amen to that, brother.
Right. So yeah, man, I was just right before you had pulled up, I was playing that Baron Corbin promo with Ilya Dragunov.
That was the best promo he's had in a while, and it kind of pisses me off.
Why it pisses you off?
Because if you had this in you the entire time, why the fuck did you bring it out on NXT? Just a random NXT. Why did you bring that out when JBL was burying you below the earth?
Because what time it is when it comes to who's in creative.
Like it makes no sense to me.
It doesn't. It never does. Just like how they always call people up from NXT, and when they come to the main roster, they switch up their whole style. They don't feel fun anymore. They don't feel like they just lose their entire aura. They get watered down.
And then, like, that's what I said today, that if Baron comes back to the main roster and he's the same bum ass Corbin, then just fire his ass. Like, it makes no sense.
They just need to not everybody needs to get called up from NXT. That's how I feel. Like dudes like Ciampa and shit. I think Ciampa should have stayed at NXT and Gargano.
But like,
everybody
the video packages yesterday kind of helped. It kind of helped everybody that's being called up.
Yeah, but here's the thing: not everybody. Like that's what I was saying. Like everybody don't need to get called up from NXT. Like I always proposed that from before. Like why does everybody gotta get called up? Why y'all just can't stay where you guys are at? You guys already got
time where like it's over. Like,
you said what?
There has to be a time when it's over and you have to get called up.
Why though? Why should that always be an issue? Like I think whoever this should just stay there. I'm not saying everybody. I'm just saying like whoever, whoever fits that mold, the NXT mold or whatever, why should they ever leave? Why shouldn't they just stay?
Because like Johnny and Tommaso, they did their time. They did everything that they needed to do. It's over.
Well, all right. But that's what you send them on vacation and stuff. And then you have them come back. Look at now. There's a plethora of new superstars on NXT now. We can have fresh matches out of Gargano and Ciampa.
No, I completely understand what you're saying. It's just that you did everything that you need to do. Or time's over. Because it's time to go. It's time to prove it on a different level.
And that's the thing. Are they? Ever since they went to the main roster, look what they did with Ciampa, they got him as the Miz's sidekick. You
But
know,
think
damn well, if it was all the way around, Ciampa would you already know he would fucking rip this dude Miz apart. Let alone like his sidekick. Come on.
Tommaso is constantly hurt though, and that's his issue.
Yeah,
And as
like yeah,
far
because he's older now. He's older. What is Ciampa like? With his mid-40s, I think.
I believe so.
Yeah, and that's all I'm saying. He's like the main candidate that should have stayed at NXT. Because you know what I mean, like, what is he gonna really do on the main roster? Like you just said, he's always getting hurt. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of bigger dudes in the main roster, and that they
Same
can really
goes,
put extra
same
punishment.
goes for
And that's
Gargano as well. He constantly gets hurt. He never stays healthy. Like I think Tommaso has a neck problem, and that's pretty much ball game over for him.
What put him on the sidelines this time? What did he injure this time?
His neck.
Again?
Like neck fusion.
Because I remember that's what happened from before, and they had to postpone that whole that rivalry between him and Gargano, and that's when Gargano ended up going up against Adam Cole.
Like that's why they're bringing back a DIY when he does come back, if he comes back.
Well, I could see that because they definitely need more tag teams, and it'll lessen the workload between the two.
And as far as like Carter and Chance yesterday, that women's tag team, again, same issue.
Like with them,
They're short as hell. I saw them next to Rousey and Shayna Baszler. They're both at least like what 5 foot nothing, maybe 4'11". They're short as hell.
And that's the thing too. Like I get it when it comes to like the appeal. Like you can't just face off with somebody, and you can't take them serious if one superstar is like what 6 and change, and the op is what 5 feet. Like what you said, yeah, it looks ridiculous. But if you could really go, you could go.
No, but those two can go. Like
They definitely can, yeah.
I like them a lot. But it's just that they're just entirely too short. They have to stay in the tag team division because if they go in the singles run, they're going to die. They have to stay as a tag team. You cannot break those two up whatsoever, even though they're athletic as hell.
Yeah, but they don't have a name. They ain't come up with a name yet, though.
But they're gonna stay as that like that life of the party type of atmosphere type of
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like that's their gimmick or whatever. But and I like it a lot. They're very energetic. They bring life. They bring life to the product. But they just need a name because we consider them a legitimate tag team. I don't watch NXT like it is full, but I do watch highlights here and there. So I had an eye on them.
No, they are a good tag team. They just have to stay there. Because whatever the fuck that you do not break them up. Because like I said, they're 4'11" each. No, just no. For the love of God, no.
Your device is doing the same thing, Nate. It's saying it's not connected. Like from last time you tried to pull up, it said the same thing. If your device ain't connected, I can't bring you up. You gotta figure out some way to connect it.
Can you hold on for a second? I need to turn off the sprinkler. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah. While Black Salt turns off his sprinkler, Nate, I don't know if you can hear me, but you gotta do something to plug your device in. It says it's not connected. If it's not connected, I can't pull you up here. It won't let me. Well, while they take care of that, Black Star gonna turn the sprinkler system off, and Nate gonna fix his device. Do y'all know tomorrow is the day when the Nexus came through and shut shit down in 2010? One of the most memorable conclusions to an episode of Raw in the show's history went down in Miami, Florida. The main event of the Viewer's Choice special saw John Cena and CM Punk face off in a bout that ended in a no contest when the match was interrupted by the rookies who took part in the recently concluded first series of WWE's NXT show, led by
I'm
Wade
back.
Barrett. Yeah, so what?
I said I'm back. What I miss?
Okay. Oh, yeah, I was talking about the Nexus because tomorrow was the day the Nexus invaded Raw.
Oh, like that was a great storyline.
Right.
Too bad Daniel Bryan had to choke out Justin Roberts and get fired.
The gang assaulted Cena as well as various ringside employees and laid waste to ringside, including half destroying the ring itself. The group would soon go on to be known as Nexus and be a fixture in the main event scene in the company for several months. During the angle, Daniel Bryan used Justin Roberts' own tie to choke the ring announcer in a vicious-looking spot. This action got Bryan immediately fired.
See,
He was brought back as a mystery partner to face Nexus in the 7 versus 7 SummerSlam main event elimination match.
John Cena single-handedly killed the Nexus.
Yep, definitely got fed. What's going on? What's going on?
And that's something that pisses. That's another thing that pisses me off because like people are saying like,
I see you, Joe.
Bianca's killing the women's division. No, the fuck she did. She only killed 3 people. And that was
Ben Affleck.
what the fuck did he do today?
Oh man, have you seen him with J-Lo? Looking like he's thinking about, man, what have I done? Nigga, you knew what you was getting yourself into when you got back to that crazy hoe.
Then I heard something yesterday that, oh my god, as soon as I heard it.
Nate, you know what you can try to do, Nate? Like try to X out the StreamYard, try to exit out, and then pull it back up again and enter the studio. Sometimes that works. Or try to refresh your page.
Like there were people in AEW that compared Orange Cassidy's run to Taker's.
Yeah, I see that silly shit.
I'm like what in the absolute fuck?
Hey, you know, I'm not even the biggest Bum the Taker fan, and not even I said that's ridiculous. Like, stop it.
Well, it's a good run, all the same, though.
I don't care. You don't compare him to Taker.
Yeah, that's just fucking ridiculous.
I wasn't comparing him to Taker. I was just simply saying it's a good run. That's all.
No.
Yeah, it is. I think it's a little bit, a little over the top with him winning that battle royal, but
it's a good run.
I don't think he could have won that.
I think it's proof that it's proof of the old saying, the person makes the title and not the other way around. Because when the belt was first introduced, people were just like, another belt. They got too many belts. Nobody cared. But then he kept.
I still don't care.
Well, he's had some really good matches, and he's elevated the belt to a point where people see it higher than the TNT title.
No. It's like he elevated the title, but I still don't give a shit.
Well, then you probably shouldn't be watching then.
Stupid. Yeah, man. Like I fucks with my dude Orange and all, but I just think it's overkill. I don't think he should be overbooked like that. Winning the Battle Royal, it wasn't necessary. Well, I digress. There's Tony Khan we're talking about here.
Swerve's gonna lose anyways on Wednesday, so who gives a shit?
Hey, you know what? Shots go out to TK for finally starting to use Swerve. It took him long enough. Well, starting to use him again, I should say.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Swerve's beating him tomorrow. So
Mia machine gunned the rest of Shit Row.
Oh yeah, I got a little few going on Twitter.
Yeah, Ben is drinking again. He stopped. He ever quit drinking? I thought he was always on the sauce. Shit.
He was
Playing
with the
Batman, you gotta be on the
he was
sauce.
he was with the Jennifer Aston, whatever her name is. She was the one that made him stop, and he was clean.
What's her name? Jennifer Garner.
Yeah, Jennifer Garner. Yeah. But then he started.
Actually, I had met them when I was working UPS. When I was in New York and I was working UPS. This is when they had they baby.
Mm-hmm.
I had bumped into them and shit when I was delivering a package.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Jennifer Garner was
you can see the way he gained. Like if you look at I mean, say what you want about him as movies. If you look at Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice or whatever it was called, he was in shape for that. But then in the Justice League, not the Snyder Cut, but like the regular Justice League, if you look at his face was like puffy because he was drinking during that time. So
was he in that blind superhero movie? Or the somebody else?
Was goody V? All right, was goody. Glad for you to drop by. That's what's up.
And then, like I heard the AEW.
It's gonna, we just said it's gonna be Swerve. Swerve, why not? Keep the momentum going with Swerve.
Like I heard the AEW is struggling to sell tickets for Collision outside of Chicago.
Because look at the map. Like, isn't he going to some podunk type of town, some podunk towns? Like, ain't nobody.
For starters, there's no card yet. Not every show is going to start with no card. They got to have cards first.
Yeah, like that's the other thing people got to also forget too. Like, people got to remember too. Like, you're not just going to settle this only on CM Punk. Like, CM Punk is not that much of a draw. People need to relax. He's not going to just go around and, sell out the whole damn tour. CM Punk could barely fucking walk right now.
Like, yeah, like we don't know about the Owen Hart battle or the Owen Hart tournament. We don't know that bracket because the bracket hasn't came out yet.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to see who's in the bracket. What are the matches going on in the bracket?
So what? Wait, hold on, wait. Slow down. So what? That's going to be on Collision or something? The Owen Hart Cup?
Most of the matches are going to be on Collision. Most of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the first match would be at the Forbidden Door show, but it looks like most of the matches would be in Collision. So.
Yes.
Like, why they don't have Adam Cole wearing that belt no more? Like Adam Cole and Britt. They like, what is those belts? Are the belts is coasters now? They don't even wear them anymore.
Because Adam Cole's 155 pounds soaking wet.
I mean, why should they wear them?
Don't be hating on Adam Cole, dude. That dude, Chris Jericho, trying to sabotage Adam Cole with his Chris Jericho. You had a hell of a run.
Nah, bro.
When it comes to character build.
Nah, I can't take that, bro. If you're talking about that pay-per-view match, putting all that on Jericho is completely disingenuous. Because the week before that, he had a great match with Roderick Strong on Dynamite. I was complimenting that match.
Well, that was a hardcore match.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
The bottom line is
hardcore
that
matches
the
had
match
the
just wasn't good.
weaknesses.
The bottom line is that the match wasn't good, the story wasn't good, and the crowd didn't give a fuck about Sabu. It didn't make sense. That's all it was. The match they had on Dynamite last week, the mixed tag, that was good. Wait,
hold on. Wait, you serious? TKO? Seriously? What happened on NXT?
Oh, he's talking about the ending. Yeah, Braun Breaker challenge Seth. Yeah.
That might be a good match.
But like it's going to be a good match. But you know what I mean? And I don't want to hate on it too much because I'm loving what Seth is doing. Seth is basically bringing pure wrestling to the forefront, and I could appreciate that because but like I don't think Braun Breaker should be having back-to-back losses.
See, this is why I don't watch NXT. We talked about it several times. NXT is too inconsistent. Like it's like they sometimes it's like the continuity with the main roster is a thing, or it's not a thing, and it's like they go back and forth, depending on like what's convenient for them. You know, like now all of a sudden you got like Ali's down there, Corbin's down there. He's challenging Rollins to come down there, so it's like they're acknowledging the continuity now. Like they're acknowledging it on the main roster. They're acknowledging it on NXT. But then when Karrion Kross was having his run, they just treated him like he was a fucking bum, like it didn't exist. and then you have Bobby Roode, who was a heel, and then he got caught up as a face for some fucking reason. They keep flipping it back and forth. So it's like, why? So now they're in the mood at this moment. They're in the mood to acknowledge the continuity. But I guarantee you, in another year, they're just going to ignore it again. So it's like, I can't go back and forth like that. You know what I mean? It's like when you play a video game, right? And then someone deletes your file and you start a new game. And you're like, all right, fine. Then you start a new game and then someone deletes it again. It's like, bro, I can't do this shit, bro. I just can't.
That motherfucker delete that shit again. I'm whipping his ass. I know that.
Right. So I'm just at a point now where I'm just like, you know what? Fuck NXT. I'll just wait for these folks to get called up to the main roster. I just can't invest in NXT anymore. They're too inconsistent.
Well, here's the thing. Like, since we talking about NXT, me and this dude Black Star was talking about. Well, I proposed an idea to Black Star. As a matter of fact, I was saying that why should everybody get called up from NXT? Why don't they just have NXT lifers? Me personally, I don't think everybody should have to get called up. Why don't certain people just stay there? Whoever gets called up gets called up. You know what I'm saying? Whoever stays there stays there because they already got their own belts there. You can build your own legacy there. Not everybody is, I don't think everybody is primed for the main roster. What do you think, Tove?
I mean, the dream of every WWE superstar is to be on the main roster, to work a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam. So that's going to be awkward to tell people, hey, this isn't in the cards for you. But at the same time, I get where you're coming from. Not everybody needs to be on the main roster. It's just, I just feel like WWE's philosophy nowadays is they want to try to get everybody a chance, even if they're not worth it. So I don't disagree with what you're saying, though.
They're brutal with giving them a chance. How Vince do it. Like,
my issue is
he
that
throw you out to the Sharks. Like, hey, I'm gonna throw you to the Sharks. You better sink or swim. Go ahead, Black Star. Go ahead.
Like, my thing is like, once it's time to go, it's time to go.
Like, some of the wrestlers changed their narrative, like, because during the Black and Gold era, like when NXT was good, the two wrestlers that stood out to me, and I'm going to call out bullshit when I see it, just like I call out Triple H, I'll call them out too, was Gargano and Ciampa. Because when NXT was like red hot, Gargano and Ciampa were saying like NXT is the main roster. I don't want to go to. They were saying NXT is the main roster. They were saying stuff like, I don't need WrestleMania. I don't need SummerSlam. Like, they sounded like they were proud of NXT, and that was cool to hear. But when they were saying that shit, I was like, but basically you're also saying that you're content with never working at WrestleMania, never working at SummerSlam, never working in Royal Rumble, because if you're going to be,
they had no trust in Vince. That was
right. Yeah, that's really that. Right, that's really what it meant. They just weren't saying that out loud. And then during that brief period where Vince was gone, wink, wink, and Gargano showed up, he was like, I have other dreams, I have other aspirations. I'm like, yeah, okay. Sure you do. Sure you do, dude. Sure you do. So like Sandman always says, a lot of these wrestlers, they just don't have the balls to say what they actually want to fucking say. So just fucking be honest. Don't give me the fucking political speech. Just say you don't trust Vince. That's all. I'll respect you more if you just say that straight up.
Because you know what it is. They're afraid of getting depushed or getting fired. Mm-hmm. And it's like, you can be respectful. You don't have to be rude or disrespectful by getting that point across, because it's a fact.
Like, Cole never had trusted Vince. That's why he left.
Mm-hmm. Like, it's like, come on, look at all the talent that got squashed in the main roster purposely at that.
Cole was gonna go to AEW for one reason only, because of the shit that was happening And I see that they turned it around now, so that's good. You know, they got their deal with Twitch. That thing with Twitch was the reason that Cole chose AEW, and I'll tell you why. Because you know, Cole's got his own Discord. It's actually interesting. Cole's got his own Twitch following, and a lot of his Twitch following don't even know. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. A lot of his Twitch following don't even know he's a wrestler because Cole just looks like a regular ass dude. You know what I mean?
Seriously?
So, yeah. Anyway,
Cole
so he plays video.
That is sad.
So he plays Twitch, right? And a lot of wrestlers had their Twitch, and then when Vince did the thing where he was shutting the Twitch down, you know, a lot of wrestlers shut their shit down. And Adam Cole said on his Twitch that regardless of what happened, regardless of what decision he made, he was not shutting down his Twitch. Right. So when he said that, I was like, he's gone.
That was the clue.
And I knew he was gone because I'm like, all right, absolute best case scenario, Vince at that time lets Cole keep his Twitch. But if he does that, then that's going to set a precedent.
They're going to take a massive cut.
Right. Because then people are going to be like, wait a minute, if he can get a deal, if he can get Twitch his deal, then I want it in my deal too. Because so that's going to be a massive headache. And so, for lack of better term, he's just going to go to AEW where TK can just let their performers do whatever the fuck they want, no questions asked. And there you go. You know, now as far as I understand, WWE they've loosened that, and now their performers can do Twitch and Twitter and it was dumb. Vince shouldn't have done that anyway. That was one of the dumbest things he did. Like that was not a hill to die on. So.
Yeah, because the reason why he did hold on. The reason why he did that is because, you know, the whole world shut down and everybody wasn't really getting bread like that. Like, you know, Vince was losing out on money. And it's like, my dude, you got bread. You'll be fine. Like you have to snatch up every single crumb. And that's how they was eating. You know what I mean? That's how the wrestlers that was playing video games, that's how they was eating. Because remember, they wasn't towing on the road and shit like that. Mm-hmm. You know, so that was majority of their paper.
That's where Taker
that lifeline. It was just ridiculous.
That's where Taker lost me. Like I'll respect Taker as a wrestler, but like where he lost me personally, like when because he's finally opening up and speaking as himself. You know, he mentioned that the boys in the locker room.
Unfortunately.
Right. He's mentioned like how the boys in the locker room are different, and he doesn't like it when a lot of wrestlers are just playing video games, streaming. And when he says that shit, it's like, bro, what's the alternative, man? Getting high, getting drunk, killing people,
play cards, get high,
right?
Like
that reminds me of
drink.
That reminds me
like, shouldn't you be happy that maybe? It's more safe now in the locker room.
Yeah, that in my opinion, that's one of the reasons.
Stabbed.
Right. In my opinion, that's one of the reasons why this generation of wrestlers, it's like they can still go at an older age. Because a lot of guys like AJ Styles, Lashley, Daniels, a lot of guys like that, and they're off time, they're just gaming. They're streaming. They're not at a bar drinking or getting in fights. They're not getting high, shooting up with needles. They're just at home, right. Hotel, chilling, right. And then you look, and then again, as much as I love the 90s and shit, I look at all those guys that I grew up with, like Mr. Perfect, Roddy Piper, Rick Rude. Man, I love those guys, man. They're all dead.
And they're all pushing
gone at like a very young age.
Yeah, they weren't old at all. They were very young. Rick Rude was very young. He was like in his 40s, I think.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Yep. Yeah, It's like night and day.
He was young, like, man, look. Perfect was young. With the exception of Roddy. Roddy was like what? He was a little up there.
He called it.
Roddy.
Roddy Piper called it in a promo. He said that one of these days I'm gonna die. He said in 10 years I might be dead.
Yeah, he didn't think he was gonna live a long life, I believe. Yeah.
Because man, he was living life like a rock star, man. Like. And then remember around that time, like in the 80s, especially like the mid to late 80s, them dudes was doing a whole lot of coke.
Yep.
No, but what Toph just said reminds me of what Scott Steiner said in a TNA promo. When he said like, you go to all these Mark websites. Instead of you on a 4-star match or a 5-star match, he said, "Why don't you ask us, and we'll tell you that you suck."
Yo, I'm telling you, that's one of the best things CNA ever did was let this dude Scott Steiner get a live mic and just let him do him unscripted.
You never give him a live mic.
Nah, you definitely give him a live mic. He will definitely make motherfuckers sit there and watch, put asses in seats. That dude, man, gold.
I was so fearful when he went to the Hall of Fame. I was like, "Oh God, they're gonna give him a live mic."
He knows to behave.
Yeah, Scotty's like the chill uncle now. He's the chill uncle now. He's good.
Right.
If anything, I think what shocked me was the whole thing that happened with Rick. I was
Rick Steiner, right.
Yeah, you'd expect Scott to say that, not Rick.
like Rick showed his true self. Let me find out. This ain't the Magnificent Seven. Rick, relax.
Yeah, I was worried about Braun for a second.
Yeah, remember that statement, the Magnificent Seven, when he turned heel?
yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was worried about Braun for a second there, but it looks like he'll be all right.
No, Braun is shining as a heel.
Yeah. I was worried that Rick's comments would would
kill him.
They would just take him off TV or something.
Oh, okay.
Well, hell yeah, wrestling in the 80s was hell yeah. Imagine if social media was around at that time. I could never stop stressing that fact. A lot of man. What was happening behind the scenes?
The surprising part is that everybody in the 80s that wrestled through the 80s, like some of them are still alive. It's kind of shocking.
Yeah, they're still alive, but they're maybe a little worse off and stuff, from the drugs and the steroids, hitting their body and took a toll on their body.
Like I was watching like an old WWE preview, and I was looking at the roster, was like, they're all still alive. And then I looked at like a random Raw in like '97. I was like, they're all dead.
Ain't that crazy?
Yeah. I think the most depressing one is I've never watched the show from beginning to end, but apparently like one of the most depressing manias is like Mania 6, because I think like 45% of the card is dead, I believe. I've never watched the show from beginning to end though. I can look up the card and see who's on there.
Was it a Bravo? Was he in it though?
He probably was.
Who, Dino Bravo?
Dino Bravo.
Let me look it up now. I'm near my laptop anyway. I'm always near my laptop just in case I got to look up something. Let me see.
That's why, I'm saying, you're the correspondent over there.
Let's see, WrestleMania 6. All right, I'm on the Wikipedia. I see Paul Roma, Brooklyn Brawler. They're still alive. Rick Martel, Coco Beware. They're still alive. Demolition.
As a matter of fact, let's go out to Coco Beware. I heard he's still sick. So let's go out to him.
Mm-hmm. Demolition against the Colossal Connection, Andre and Haku. Andre's gone. Bobby Heenan. Yeah, Bobby Heenan's gone. Demolition's still with us. Earthquake versus Hercules. I believe they're still alive. Hercules is dead.
John Tento passed.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Not bad.
He passed a long time ago.
Okay. So that's one right there. Brutus Beefcake versus Mr. Perfect. Yeah, Mr. Perfect's gone, unfortunately. The Genius. Oh, yeah, the Genius was with him. He died recently. Yeah. The Genius.
He passed last year.
Yeah, like a year ago. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay. I guess it's getting. I see now. It's getting worse as you go through the card. Roddy Piper versus Bad News Brown. That's gone. That match is gone. Wasn't that the blackface? Yeah, that was when Piper did blackface. Yeah.
Right.
You can't find that match on the.
That was pure Vince.
That's so racist.
Yeah, I don't know what Piper was on that night. That's the only, as far as I know.
That was Vince. That wasn't Piper.
Oh, it wasn't? Okay. Yeah.
Piper
I think Piper had that idea. Because I remember Bad News Brown, he spoke about it. I'm going to pull that up as a matter of fact. Bad News Brown spoke about that. He was saying that, I think it was Roddy Piper idea. And Roddy Piper told him, not Roddy Piper, excuse me. This dude, Bad News Brown, told Piper that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah. You got to find
He did come to him first and asked him.
You got to find the original VHS or the original DVD because that's gone on all the WWE feeds. This match is gone. Next match, the Hart Foundation or Jim Neidhart is gone versus I don't know these guys, the Bolsheviks something.
The Bolsheviks.
The Bolsheviks, yeah.
Yeah, Bolsheviks.
Yeah, the Bolsheviks. That's Nikolai Koloff and Adam Koloff. What? Nikolai Volkov and
yeah, Nikolai
Ivan Koloff. I said Adam Koloff.
Yeah, Nikolai's gone. What about Boris?
Brett has brain damage.
Boris Zukor, that's his name. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, Boris is still with us.
Boris.
Brett has brain damage.
Yeah. The Barbarian, he's still with us. The Barbarian versus Tito Santana. Yeah, okay, they're still here.
Okay.
Dusty Santana. Rhodes. He's a high school principal, right?
Yeah.
I think like high school, like this dude, Muhammad Hassan.
Oh my God, this one is awful. Oh man, this is depressing. Everyone in this match is gone. Dusty Rhodes and Sapphire with Miss Elizabeth versus Randy Savage and Queen Sherry. Oh my God, yeah, they're all.
Oh man.
The next one.
I used to love Queen Sherry, man. Yo, she was so fucking bad.
Yeah, Sherry's great. She's like the most underrated like female ever.
Hell yeah.
The Orient Express, Sato and Pat Tanaka. Let me check on them. Sato's still with us. That's good. Pat Tanaka. What about Pat? Pat's still with us. That's good. Versus the Rockers, Shawn Michaels and Marginetti, who should be dead. And
damn, yeah, you
but they're still here.
Damn, son. Jesus.
Life. Did he kill somebody?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he said he did.
Yeah.
A dude, I guess, a dude tried to test his sexuality, and he laid him down.
Jim Duggan versus Dino Bravo. Yeah, Dino's gone. Jim has had some close calls, but he's still with us.
Yeah, man. Didn't he beat cancer like twice? I saw Jim Duggan.
Twice. Yeah,
fucking soldier, man. He a soldier.
Ted DiBiase with Virgil versus Jake Roberts. All three are with us. Jake has had some close calls. He's still here.
Man, he had more than close calls. This dude, man. Jake the snake, man. I remember it was his birthday just last week, so I hope he enjoyed his birthday.
Himself to the grave.
Yeah. Next match, Big Boss Man versus Akeem with Slick. We lost Boss Man, but Akeem and Slick are still with us.
It just sucks. It just hold on, slow down. You know, you saying some real good names, man. Like
okay.
Yeah, like oh man, I still think it's highway robbery that he ain't beat Big Show for the heavyweight strap, man. Like around that time, he was at the height of his career.
Yeah, Boss Man '99 was great. He was a great big too, very very agile. People don't talk about.
Yeah, he used to catch motherfuckers with chin music and spin kicks. I'm like, yo, look at this dude's belly.
The most athletic big man I ever seen was Yokozuna.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, Bam Bam Bigelow. Or Vader. One of the two. Either Bam Bam or Vader.
Yoko was freaking 800 pounds super kicking people.
Yeah, he said, yeah, true. But this dude, Bam Bam and Vader was doing moonsaults.
That's true, yeah. Yeah, Vader's more athletic than Yoko, but
the semi-main event is Rick Rude against Jimmy Snuka. Bobby Heenan was in his corner, so all three of them are gone. Dead. And then the main event is Warrior versus
Dick
Hogan.
Blood is still alive.
Pardon?
I said Dick Blood is still alive.
Yeah. So yeah, I see what people are talking about. So yeah, Mania 6, a lot of people. Yeah, like 45-50% of the card is gone. So.
Oh, word! Marty Jannetty got an episode on this season of Dark Side of the Ring. I still gotta watch Candido and Sonny.
And Candido and Sonny's gonna be super depressing.
Oh yeah, I saw that last week. Really good episode. They really buried Heyman though. I didn't realize Heyman was such a piece of shit.
You didn't realize Heyman was a piece of shit? Really?
Well, I didn't grow up on ECW like that, so I wasn't aware.
Oh nah, man. You know how much motherfuckers he owe money?
He was bouncing checks.
Why you think Bummy Dreamer said he wanted to blow his head off at WrestleMania?
Let me see what tonight's episode is. Oh, so tonight's episode is a Magnum TA. Okay, cool.
I'm gonna come on you like nobody came on you before. Pause. He said, "Get it on like 2 men are supposed to do." Y'all remember that promo?
What, from Magnum TA?
Yeah.
That was
What?
before my time.
Oh man, that's the most. I gotta look for that. Hold on. That's the most infamous promo. This dude said he was like, "I'm gonna come on you like nobody came on you before."
Like when he was at that sound station in Atlanta. Talk about that promo.
When he was talking about the Minnesota Wrecking Crew.
Yeah, talking about Anderson and
Ole, Ole and Arn.
Yeah.
He was like, "We're gonna get it on like 2 men are supposed to." Nah, chill. Hold up. I'm gonna pull up right now. But go ahead, keep on saying the card.
No, that's it. That's the whole card.
Oh, okay.
But like, did you? Like, I was sitting there and like I was watching. I think it was like an old Raw, and like I saw Curran White, aka Chavo Guerrero, and he came up with catchphrase like if it's not white, it's not right. It's like, oh, good lord.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Yeah.
I was like, who okayed this shit? Like I can imagine Chavo walking into Vince's office. Like, I got the perfect catch line. Like, what is it? If it's not right, it's not right. I'm like, oh yeah, it's perfect. Say it, Chavo.
Did you see? Did you
so
guys
Solo
see
really? Solo's middle name was Yokozuna? That's interesting.
That's cool. Did you guys see the double standard with Ronda and Shayna Baszler? I saw Twitter was going after them.
About what?
Basically, it was the tag team title thing. Ronda is very open in interviews. Basically, she was saying that she went into the HQ and demanded that they have the titles and stuff.
Oh
apparently,
my God.
I heard about that too.
Yeah, apparently it was promised to them. They demanded it, and then some people on Twitter were like, "Oh, so they're not unprofessional, but Sasha and Naomi are."
They know their worth, and I can appreciate that.
Okay, I got it right now. Let me know if y'all can hear this.
All right.
We've been talking about, as we said, it's been a very, very tough
Yeah, we can hear it.
Y'all can hear it? Okay. Wait, hold on. I don't think this is it though. Hold on. Okay. Oh yeah, this is it. Hold on. I got you right now.
Here's what happened. Tully Blanchard, it's no new thing to any of the people in Philadelphia what's been going on between you and I. And it's damn good and ready for the time to...
He fucked up. He had to do another take.
We're live, pal. We're live, pal.
Blanchard, Philadelphia know all the things you've done to myself, all the things you've done to the American Dream Dusty Rhodes. But it's time for some dues to be paid, some real heavy dues. You've done some things to me that you're going to have to answer for, and Philadelphia's the place you're going to answer for. The U.S. title is very prestigious, and you and I have gone round and round over. And when we come to Philadelphia this time, there's going to be no mistaking what's going to happen. I'm going to come on you like nobody's ever come on you before.
Jesus Christ.
Just you and I in the middle of that square circle, nose to nose, eye to eyeball, getting it on like two men should do. This is
What the fuck?
And the boys stay on the side and watch what's going on. And Tully Blanchard, you can't run and hide from me anymore. You're going to have a deal with Magnum TA.
This has to be a rip. This had to be a rip. Oh my God.
I swear to God, it was legit. This actually got broadcast.
Who okayed this?
Oh my God! I'm surprised I never heard that before. That's like one of his infamous promos.
I never followed him like that.
He said, "I'm gonna come on you like nobody's ever came on you before."
All right, I got one for you, Sam. I got one for you, Sam, man. Hey, Sam, man, play that. I just put it in the private chat. Play that on audio so we could hear it.
All right. Let me see. Can you hear it? Is you able to hear it?
I don't hear anyone talking.
No
Okay.
one's.
All right, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. What?
Oh, hello. Where'd you guys go?
A couple of bad apples from Chicago.
Right there?
Take a look. I guess you the truth.
Y'all can hear it?
Yeah.
We've been doing a little bit of best pressure in the ring and best pressure in the gym. We ain't playing around. We've built our reputation on being a couple of bad apples from Chicago. Being the strongest men in professional wrestling, and we ain't gonna let you or anybody else try to ruin our reputation. All these people are gonna see Greensboro, not very long away. Who the strongest wrestlers are in the world. Tell them, Hawk. Tony Schiavone, don't you look swell today?
Oh.
Listen up. There's been a lot of sports writers and sports editors flapping their yaps about us getting soft. Does this look stuff to you, Paul? Does this look stuff to you? Well, I'll tell you what. There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time.
What?
If you catch my meaning.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
You're gonna find out what hard is all about.
Whoa.
Wow.
With you, Guppy. It's gonna be a hard night, all night long. And you
Yo.
can about your limousines.
Today they will bleep like 95% of this promo.
Because they don't mean diddly do squat when I get done with you. When I get done with you.
Did you say diddly do squat?
Close for
Why are they cheering this?
You know, Tony Schiavone, I've heard.
Wow.
Why are they cheering this?
Yeah, like, yo. Like, man, Paul should have definitely been invented right then and there. This dude just said, hey, you know what? One part of my body isn't soft. And it's going to be hard all night. My man. Whoa. Like, this dude, then he hollering at Tony Schiavone, saying Tony Schiavone looking sexy and swell. Like, what the hell?
Why are the women cheering this?
Like, yo, wow, these dudes is out of line. It worse. I was like, it's such a prejudice. Yo, damn, we had Lord So Tove, where you at? You dropped the link again. Maybe he got a phone link. Yeah, he got dropped off. Man.
It kind of reminds me of like that old WWE promo. It's like, Hulk Hogan, you wanted a woman.
Oh, when Hogan, remember when Hogan and Vince was about to set up their match for
the right gay guy.
Yeah. Right gay guy. I see you, so you don't have to put your camera on. I see you. You good.
You're looking for the right gay guy. I mean, guy. I was like,
Yo, you was a wild boy for that one, Tove. He was like, does that look soft? Does that look soft? I know one thing on my body that's hard, and it's gonna be hard all night long. Like, what?
Why are they cheering that? Like, why do they cheer like 85% of that?
And like what Black Star said, the crowd is just cheering them on, like, yes, fuck him, yes. Oh my God. That's why Vince is like, nah, I need a script. Let me write down something for y'all, because y'all wilding. Talking about
well, listen to the scripts now. This is actually a good thing.
Some motherfuckers need scripts. Be like, don't let them just say whatever, because that's when you have shit like that. These dudes, they just start blurting out all types of homosexual ecstasies.
I was sitting there, I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, why are they cheering this?
That's a funny thing. It's like, yo, this dude is talking about having sex with Ric Flair. That's what y'all want to see?
They're cheering prison rape.
Man, you know Vince was rubbing one out to that.
Oh, I can't wait to sign him. Oh, man. But speaking of stables, you got Road Warriors, Legion, aka Legion of Doom. I guess you can consider them a stable, because you got this dude Paul Ellering with them.
Yeah, Paul Ellering was the manager. Yeah.
Yeah. What's y'all thoughts on this whole Judgment Day? Them trying to tease breaking up Judgment Day.
They're not going to.
Little friction going on between this dude Damien Priest and Finn Balor.
They're gonna kick out Finn.
You think they're gonna get rid of Finn?
Yeah, and they're gonna replace him with
JD McDonough.
Yeah, with McDonough.
But if that was the case, who would be the leader? Because isn't Finn Balor supposed to be the leader?
It'll be McDonough.
Think McDonough's gonna be the leader?
Yeah.
But damn, like, wouldn't that make them look a little Because you got an NXT dude just coming up and now he's leading y'all. Y'all been in the main roster longer than JD McDonough?
No. Then it'll be Prince then. Or not Prince, but Priest.
You think Priest could be the leader?
Priest can talk. Priest can get a good promo.
But yeah, he can. He definitely can. But he was always presented to us as like the muscle of Judgment Day.
Like either Priest or Rhea. It's one of those two, because it sure as hell can't be Dominic.
Why not? I think they should go there. I think Dominic should be the leader if Finn Balor get ousted. I think why not?
He hasn't proved himself yet. He's only proved himself in one feud, and that was the Ray feud. His father did a great job putting him over.
Definitely did. And I think that's another reason why they're teasing the breakup to test the waters, because they're not really beefing with anybody right now. Like, as you can see, it's like the LWO shit. They wrapped that up, which I think they wrapped it up too soon because we still got War Games, and they could have at least figured out a way to, keep that rivalry fresh until War Games.
I think like the main faction on Raw and probably the main faction in WWE is probably going to be Imperium as soon as they get Dragunov.
Yeah, that's a rumor also that Ilya Dragunov was going to join Imperium. I'm not going to lie. After seeing that promo from Ilya Dragunov, and I've been following him for for a very long time, ever since him and this dude Volta had that war for the UK Championship. Like how we cut that promo earlier tonight, I think he'll be best by himself. Like I think he knows how to carry himself by himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, those two matches were just pure brutality.
Man.
Between Walter and Dragunov.
Hell yeah. Like that's all. I don't understand how motherfuckers will say, "Oh no, this dude Volta or Gunther is boring." Nah, man. Like not everybody gotta have that. How can? Because I can't say he don't have a character. Because he does have a character. He's like the Drago of wrestling. He's like Drago. He's very serious. He's the ring general. You know what I'm saying? He break you in the ring. He don't talk much. That's why he got. That's why he got Leonardo da Vinci, whatever the fuck his name is, doing most of the talking. Or Ludwig Kaiser role.
Kaiser's kind of funny though.
You know what I'm saying? But what you think, Toph, about this whole Judgment Day ordeal?
If anyone's getting kicked out, it's going to be Priest, not Balor.
Think Priest is gonna get up?
Yeah, because in the promo, Priest said that he didn't need Dom, he didn't need Rhea, and he said I didn't need Balor. And when he said that, Balor gave him that look, like nigga, what? And then, if you recall, I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that there was a segment on, I think it was like a week or two before Night of Champions, the show where Paul Heyman was on the
And
show.
Heyman went to
when he only shook Priest's hand.
Yeah,
right. And then when he shook his hand, Balor gave him that look, like, "What you doing, man? Why are you shaking this dude's hand? You know, we don't fuck with them. You know." So
it's like they planted them seeds subtly. You know, that's what I like though. I like when they do little subtle, like little
and Heyman
seeds when it comes to certain storylines. Yeah,
and the thing that Heyman has always done, Heyman is always looking for like that next recruit.
Yeah,
sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Like when Brock was doing the next big thing, you know, he was looking at the Big Show, and you know that didn't work. It was dumb. But
that didn't horrible.
You know, when Brock, when he beat Taker, you know, he recruited Cesaro, and through no fault of Cesaro, they fucked that up. But if you remember, he also had Michael McGillicuddy. He had Ryback.
Cesaro cut a promo to save his life, though.
And then when he was with Punk, and then he went back to Brock, you know, so he's always looking for that next person, you know. So in story, Heyman knows that regardless of who he's representing, at some point the run's going to end. So it's like I gotta find that next recruit, and so I think low key Damien Priest could be the next Paul Heyman guy, but that's a long term story that probably won't play out until sometime next year, I think.
Heyman's biggest what the fuck client was Ryback.
Yeah.
Ryback.
Jesus.
Ryback.
Like, Jesus, what are you doing?
That shit sound like a bootleg cartoon that involved the Transformers. Yeah. Like, yo, you see Ryback the other day? Ooh.
Yeah, I would say Damien Priest is he's my sleeper pick for Money in the Bank. The obvious pick is LA Knight. The fan pick is Cody Rhodes. Damien Priest is my sleeper pick because I could see him winning, and then I could see like Roman. Well, not that. I could actually see him cashing in on Roman. That's what I was about to say. Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
Like I said,
I wouldn't want that for Cody though. That would be the sucker way out. No, I would picture Cody taking the Valiant way out and having like a full match.
Yes, Cody wouldn't do that. Cody
not if he pulls a Cena.
If Cody won, he would call a shot and say, "I'm challenging whoever went." That's what he would do. But
like he'll do the Rob Van Dam role. He'll do like how Rob Van Dam did it.
Mm-hmm.
Belly Dance had said what you had said from before, Toph, about Dom.
Right.
Yeah. Prove himself without, beefing with his pops. Yeah, we all agreed with that. That's what we're really seeing what Dom is sitting on. We'll definitely see what Dom is hitting for. If he, like, who knows? Like, maybe they got him working with the right person in Cody. Maybe Cody is gonna add an extra layer to him being the heel.
Great with Cody yesterday.
Yeah, Ray planned this shit out for years. You know, that's why I said, like, wow, man, this dude must really love his son because he worked that one match in New Japan, and people wanted him to do more, but it was a one-off because his son Dominic at the time had signed a contract with WWE, and the way they did it was that he just completely bypassed NXT because nepotism is a thing, and he went straight to the main roster. And I remember at the time I was like, wow, this isn't going to go well if you're just going to skip NXT. And you know, Ray literally, the only reason Ray even went to WWE was for Dom. And I'm like, well, you know, that's his son. So clearly Ray's been planning this out for years. You know, you don't think he's, you know, over the years of his wife or his family, he's probably like, you know, booked like years of stories that he could do to get Dom over. So when the feud with Ray and Dom was happening, like I wasn't really impressed like everybody else was because I was like, of course it's good. That's his son. Ray's going to do everything in his power to make sure that Dom looks as great as possible. The real test is what happens after when the feud is over. Can he create
Fathers
that
always
magic?
do that with their kids, though. To be fair, Hogan did
Not
it.
all-
Hogan
not
did
all
it
fathers.
with his daughter.
Not Hogan did it. Hogan
Flair
did not do it.
No. Well, I'm talking about like they always come to where their kids are at, essentially.
Oh,
Flair
I
did
remember
it.
Nick Hogan couldn't even take a bump. He took a few bumps. He was like, "Yeah, I don't want to do this."
Flair did it with Charlotte. Hogan did it with his daughter, and now Ray did it with Dominic.
Oh God, fucking Brooke Hogan. They was better off throwing that money in a furnace.
Like I remember when Brooke.
It was just a waste.
Like I remember when Brooke said, like, "Oh, wrestlers need a union." I was like, "You do realize, right?"
Yeah, but this is what I think. This is where I think is going. I'll go ahead and get my predictions out early. Money in the Bank. Because the story right now is, at the very end of the SmackDown, Paul's like, my tribal chief. What about Jay? And then Roman was like, Jay will do what he'll always do. He'll get in line. Spoiler, he won't. So, they'll do the whole, like, you're with me, Jay. And then at some point, Jay would be like, nah, I'm good. So, at Money in the Bank, they'll do the Usos against Roman and Solo.
Wouldn't Jimmy versus Roman?
I see you, Scott.
Pardon?
Yo, I swear something's wrong with you, yo.
I see that.
I see you. Get out of here.
That wouldn't Jimmy and Roman be a better matchup though?
Nah, I think the Usos versus Roman and Solo will be the better match, just because of the concept of Solo attacking his own brothers and all that. So I think they'll do that, and then at SummerSlam, the match will be Roman versus Jey Uso, and I could actually see
not Jimmy.
No, because this is Jay's story, bro. All this starts with Jay.
It's all about Jay.
This is Jay's story.
Do you really think Jimmy would give him a challenge? Come on now. Jimmy reminds me of the Jackson.
You sound a little muffled. Scott.
Yeah.
My bad.
Close to your mic, bro.
You know how Jimmy of the Jackson 5? Jimmy reminds me of Jermaine. No one's a bad about him.
Yo, don't sleep on Jermaine. Don't sleep on Jermaine. Jermaine had balls. Like legend has it. Michael was the one that blackballed Jermaine. Don't sleep on Jermaine. He has some shit.
Or was it Randy Jackson?
But I get what you mean. Go ahead. Handy God. Which promo you talking about, my dude? We played a few. The first one was Magnum TI. I mean, not Magnum TI, excuse me. Magnum TA, and the other one was the Road Warriors.
Yeah, the prison rape one.
Jermaine Jackson has some shit. Don't sleep.
Yeah. What I was saying is what I think is going to go is I think they'll do the Usos against Roman and Solo at Money in the Bank because of the drama. Because of the drama of Solo attacking his own brothers, and in the end, it'll be like, fuck this, I'm choosing my family over this asshole. The Usos go over, and then the SummerSlam main event is Roman versus Jay, because everything was always about Jay. This is Jay's story. Remember, before Jimmy kicked him, he was like, I'm gonna do what you should have done a long time ago, So this is Roman versus Jay. It all started with Jay when Roman won. We do have
a month to figure this out.
Right.
This is going to take a while.
When these all started, his first defense was against Jay, and I think what will happen is Jay is the one that ultimately beats Roman. But of course, as cool as that sounds, you can't have Jay as the champion. So that's where you have your cash-in shenanigans, if that makes sense. So.
Why not? Time for a new person to have a title.
Well, I mean, if Jay has it in him, then he has it in him. It's just looking at his track record. I mean,
Well, you think Cody should cash in on Jay?
No,
I don't think Cody should get anything.
There's different scenarios. Scenario one would be Jay fighting Roman. Roman beats Jay, and then Cody cashes in after the fact.
I don't like that. Yeah, like I said before, I don't want Cody to go out like that.
Or what's more likely to happen is Jay beats Roman. It's over, and then like an LA Knight or someone like that cashes in. I could totally see that. So,
and then have Jay versus LA Knight.
Right.
But go ahead, Scott. What you were saying?
I say keep the title away from Cody as much as possible.
Damn.
Unless you're gonna bring back Ring of Honor Cody.
Why?
Because that's the only Cody.
Iron Cedric out. You spelled Cedric wrong, by the way.
That's the only Cody. That's the only Cody I thought was pretty cool. Was Ring of Honor Cody.
You like the American Nightmare?
Not this corny. Not this corny.
He could have damn good promo last night, though.
No, that's what I'm saying. Cody can cut a promo regardless, but he's better off heelish. I don't know.
But that's the thing. It already got too much heels going on.
Well, don't worry, bro.
It needs a top baby face. There's no other top baby face.
Hey, but don't worry, Scott. If Brandy shows up, he'll be healed.
Oh God, yo!
Please let her. For the love of God, let her show up.
Yo, if she shows up, that's when I'm officially taking a week break. Maybe 2.
She was that bad in AEW, huh?
Yep.
Yes.
I couldn't watch AEW, but I can imagine how terrible she was.
Like how you get trained by Moose and you get worse.
Because she trained by Moose.
Oh, you ain't no Moose. How you don't like Moose?
I just don't think Moose can. I don't think Moose can train a wrestler. He could do it himself, but he can't train a wrestler. It's
Maybe
like,
so, but
it's like
it's like
Daniel
Brandy's
Bryan.
just not good.
It's like Daniel Bryan was training Jade Cargill, and look how terrible she is in the ring.
Nah, see, that's the thing. I think Jade is actually getting better though. She was worse from before. She's getting better. Because from before, it's like from before, she wasn't even at least trying. Like now you can see she's actually trying to improve and she's getting a little better. She's more loose in the ring, like from before. From before, she was real stiff in the ring.
She was awkward.
Yeah,
She's much better now.
Yeah, she is.
I gave her her flowers. That match she had with Talia at the pay-per-view, that was the best match I've ever seen her have.
Yeah,
everything was better. Her selling was better.
Well, at least
Talia though.
At least she's better than Lash Legend.
Oh, Jesus.
What a waste! And
you gotta give her some time.
Nah, man.
Around for a couple of years.
Her ass too damn tall to even try to wrestle. I'm
surprised. You sound ridiculous.
No, I'm talking about Last Legend.
Jakara's good.
Because you gotta remember too.
I thought they fired.
Last Legend is actually athletic also. She used to be a cheerleader. Oh, she used to do something with flipping.
I thought she played basketball.
Yeah,
she played ball. Yeah, she did play ball. Yeah. But you gotta also remember too, everybody can't be a Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is like, she's a freak of nature. She's one of a kind type of, you know what I mean? She plays all sports and good in all sports. So her adapted to wrestling, that was like second nature. Because she's just,
why they try to build everybody to be like her? That's what I don't understand.
It's the same reason. It's the same reason why every time they get an Olympian athlete, they want them to be like Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle, but not everybody's going to be Brock Lesnar or Kurt Angle. It's the same reason why WWE has, to this very day, why they've been unable to find that next big mass superstar, because every mass superstar they get, they want to be the next Rey Mysterio. It's the same reason why they can't get the next big Latino star, because they want the same Latino star to be the next Eddie. And it's like, you're not going to get another Eddie. You're not going to get another Ray. You're not going to get another Kurt, another Brock. They need to stop that shit. Like, what was that dude's name, Sandman? The dude that got fucking cut in NXT. Paul Heyman said he was the next Brock Lesnar. What was the guy's name?
Parker Boudreaux. Parker
Yeah,
Boudreaux.
why the fuck would you say that? Why would you say someone's the next Brock? That's like career suicide, bro.
It is.
Yeah,
he's never been the same ever since. He's never been the same. He's not even on AEW anymore. What the fuck is he at AEW?
Yeah. It's a WWE issue. They're always trying, instead of trying to find something new or trying to find the first, they just
Trying
want
to
everybody
retread.
to be right. You know, you're never gonna get another Bianca, so just let someone else be different. You know, they still haven't
Well,
got over that.
they had a first wrestler, but then he wanted to be a pedophile. Because I'm gonna tell you, Velveteen Dream was the original Velvet. I've never seen a gimmick like that. That's
It was
why I
Prince.
kind of
We
said,
talking about Ravishing Rick Rude.
no.
Yeah,
I
just
don't.
rude.
Nah, that was just rude.
He like it was a mix. He know
Yeah,
it was a
the
mix
craziest-
between Ravishing Rick Rude and
The craziest part,
and Prince.
the craziest part about Velveteen Dream was that
That's Dennis Rodman.
he did not know who Prince was until the day Prince died. And when Prince died, his mom, because he told the story, when the day that Prince died, he was in training to be a wrestler, I guess. And when Prince died, his mom was crying because I guess his mom was a big Prince fan. And he was like, "Mom, what happened?" And then Mom told him about, you know, Prince and what happened. So then he went to his room and got on his phone, and just that whole day just looked at nothing but like Prince music videos,
Because everybody loved that midget.
Prince interviews and shit. And so he binged all of Prince's career in like one day, and he was just like, "I'm gonna make this my gimmick." And I was like, "Wow, like that's actually pretty impressive." That because his mannerisms as Velveteen Dream, you would think that he was a lifelong fan, but he wasn't. He just discovered him, you know, because he was young. You know, I think his real name's Patrick Clark or some shit like that. I think that's his name.
Yeah,
So,
Patrick Clark. Clark spelled with an E.
yeah. I said before, if he didn't fuck up, he would probably be where Roman is right now. You know,
Yeah,
John
he
Cena
definitely
called.
would. Yeah, that's a definite. He
That
definitely
would have been my
Cena-
WrestleMania match.
Yeah, John Cena called him the one. He called him the one. So he doesn't say that about anybody.
Yeah, it would.
Always.
You would have seen Velveteen Dream versus Roman Reigns at a
It was very
major pay per
impressive.
view.
Mhm.
And you know what? Apparently, maybe they said that the case was cleared, but that's such a slippery slope. Do you bring him back?
But he managed to fuck himself over in such a way that you can't come back.
Yeah, because it's more than the allegation; it's also his attitude.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Then what
he was really
EC3 said about him,
full.
saying that he had a toilet cam in EC3's
As I
bathroom.
understood it, I told this story before. As I understood it, he was never liked from the beginning, but the right people liked him, and you can take it how you want. And so, because the right people liked him, he kept getting his spot, and he kept getting opportunities. But apparently,
Vince was like, "Yeah, I like that kid."
right. But
Mind
apparently,
your
it
Goldust.
got to a point where even like the people that liked him were just like, you know what, this guy's not worth the headache. And I remember saying, man, because I think we weren't doing shows at the time, but I used to listen to your YouTube, and I remember you did a review. This is when COVID was still pretty bad, but I think it was. Did he face Adam Cole like in some kind of parking lot brawl or some shit like that?
Yeah. Oh, like that was
and
in a
Yeah,
takeover, right?
he was
That's
dressed
when
like
he was in the
Negan.
doghouse.
He was,
Yeah.
nah, that's when he was dressed like Negan.
Yeah, I remember like he faced Adam Cole, and I remember like you were really disappointed in the match because you expected more because like Cole just beat him like so casually, and I remember that, and I remember like Kushida, and I love Kushida, but they weren't doing anything with him. But I remember he had a match with Kushida, and like Kushida like made him tap out in like I think 5 minutes, and I was like, yeah, this dude's done. I knew then. I was like, yeah, he's done. And he got fired like a week or 2 weeks later after that. You can tell, like, because when you're pushed that hard and you're just all of a sudden you're just jobbing, and like 5 minutes, it's like, yeah, it's over. Like,
The speaking out movement is what killed Patrick Clark.
Speaking of jobbing, I can't believe someone really was arguing back and forth about why we should care about Cedric Alexander.
Oh, that's my dude, Madison J. Shouts go out to Madison J.
I'm like, man,
that's my dude right there.
He got to be fired. They got to get rid of Cedric Alexander.
I agree, though, and I also want to add. I also added to that with the whole this dude constantly teasing the Hurt business, and it's like let's really be real. Like, how can we really take these dudes serious and they always fucking losing? Like,
they got
it's
mega
like,
squashed by.
it's like, oh, now I got a suit on. Now I'm gonna start being invincible and I can never lose because I got a fucking suit. The fuck out of here! It's stupid. And MVP, you're a fucking idiot. You doing more harm than good. Stop teasing the hurt business shit if we're not guaranteed it's gonna fucking happen. You fucking moron.
It's like
MVP's a
Ahmed.
fucking idiot. I'm starting to notice. I really
It's
started
like
to notice
Ahmed
MVP
Johnson.
is really stupid.
The only way that's gonna work is if it's the like if it's the I'm trying to think of the name. Married to Bianca Belair. What's the tag team?
Oh, yeah.
They're not gonna go back.
The idea that I had was a new Hurt Business with Lashley, the Street Profits,
Yeah, the Profits. Yeah,
Bianca.
Yeah, Bianca. Yeah, everybody was
that
saying
would work.
and have Omar
But
says the
it's
muscle.
just like Ahmed Johnson said, and I told the story. I mean, Ahmed is an idiot, but there's no reason for him to lie about this. And when he told this story, the story was never disputed by anybody. The story was not disputed by D'Lo, Godfather, Rock. Nobody disputed it. Ahmed Johnson said that he was in the locker room, and Vince sat him down, and he was like, "Look at this," and they looked at a tape, and it was like Farouk, Ahmed, Mark Henry, D'Lo, Kama before he became the Godfather, and Vince was like, "Y'all look too dominant. Nobody can stop y'all." And he was like, "I got to break y'all up." And that was when Ahmed was they turned on Ahmed. D'Lo started wearing the chest protector. He started acting more goofy. Kama transitioned into the Godfather. So to me, it's pretty clear that they're never going to have a dominant black group. And the only reason, in my opinion, the Hurt Business even happened to begin with was because it was COVID. It was during the Thunderdome era. There were no fans. Vince was like, fuck it, whatever. But as soon as fans came back, what happened? They broke them up.
I can't even call Vince racist. I think I blame a lot of this shit.
Oh no, Vince is racist.
Definitely is.
You think so?
Yes.
Because I blame a lot of this shit on fans. And when I say the fans, I'm talking about we're never gonna change. Wrestling has always been one of those hillbilly South people that talk about wrestling. And when you have that type of audience, unless you The Rock, and the only reason why The Rock became so popular was they didn't remember him as being black. They just said, "Oh, I cheer for him because he's half Samoan."
Right.
Okay, then let me ask you a question real quick, and you can answer it the way that you want to answer it. But if Vince wasn't racist, then what was Curran White?
Curran White.
Okay, that.
Wait. Oh, you.
Exactly.
Oh.
Exactly. So go ahead
You know what?
Shit. What was Flash Funk? What was Slick?
Hey, we ain't gonna hey, Slick, the coolest thing that ever was walking.
Nah, Slick was awesome. But let's really be real. Slick was a pimp.
Slick was I think Slick was like that from the very beginning. Now that
like Slick is my guy. Like I always loved Slick, but let's really be real. The dude was a pimp.
Now that bullshit, Hakeem, the African Dream, that was bullshit. I still remember the vignette that had them African natives and Mean Gene is talking about what the hell is this?
I remember buying a videotape and I saw Hakeem the African Dream. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Hey,
it does sound about right, but there's plenty white stables that have been too dominant, and they'll be dominant for years. Look at NWO.
That's why Vince is racist, you know.
I don't think wrestling fans are okay with black wrestlers being on top. That's just me.
No, that's bullshit. Because a lot of people was lobbying for the Hurt Business, and they was lobbying
It's stupid too.
for Lashley to have a better
It's
title
stupid
reign.
too. Because some of
As a
these
matter of
dirt sheet
fact, hold on.
writers,
I got you. So I got one better. Everybody wanted Kofi to win. Not one person didn't want Kofi to win, but me. I would say that Kofi should have lost at WrestleMania. I know I sound crazy, but I was the only one that wanted Kofi to lose at WrestleMania to make this dude Daniel Bryan look like a super heel, like to disappoint everybody on purpose to get that heat. But other than that,
I think Kofi was the exception
for this dude Kofi to win. So you can't say majority of the fans don't want black.
I think Kofi was the exception. He was just so well liked. He was well
the
liked
exception, and what's the rule?
He was well liked from the very beginning.
Oh, what about with Mark Henry? Everybody wanted Mark Henry to beat Cena. Remember when they did that bullshit? When
I got two words about Mark Henry.
John Cena. That was all said. Yeah.
No, Mae Young.
That's what. You know what?
Yeah, like
some of these dirt sheet writers are fucking brainwashed. I remember like a couple of years ago. I ain't even gonna say his name. All I'm gonna say is he's an Uncle Tom, very notable in the the dirt sheet business. He's black, unfortunately. He's a fucking Uncle Tom. I ain't gonna say his name. I've already said too much already. But I remember this one gentleman. He was talking about. There was a thread on Twitter a couple of years ago, and this is before Kofi Mania. This is before the Hurt Business. I think this was like 2017, 2018, something like that. So this is like right before it, I guess. And there was a Twitter thread where it was like a lack of black champions in WWE's history. And this one particular,
I know who you're talking about.
Was like exactly this one particular individual was like, oh well, black people are not marketable enough to be at the top of WWE. And I remember like he got fucking cooked by all people, even though I can't stand his guts. He got cooked by Jim Cornette, and Jim Cornette was like, oh, so we're just going to ignore the fact that like the NBA, the NFL, and even fucking golf, some of the most highest profitable athletes of all time have all been black. Some of the best paid actors of all time have been black. So Jim Cornette was like, you can have black actors at the front of the NBA, the NFL, movies, but not WWE. And he was like, it sounds like a Vince problem, if you know what I mean. And this guy just got absolutely cooked. But just some people, they're brainwashed by the way that WWE has used black people, that fans that just watch WWE and only WWE, they think that blacks can't do it. It's just like, oh my God, bro. Oh my God. And so like they rebel when they see people like Bianca book so dominantly, or when they see Lashley book so dominant, they rebel. But then those same motherfuckers that will call Bianca or Bobby boring are the same people that will be like, I love Charlotte Flair. Yeah, push Charlotte, bro. You know, it's like, shut the fuck up, man.
This ain't Booker we're talking about, is it?
No, it's not Booker. No.
Because I know Booker been saying some off-the-wall stuff. No, Booker been saying some off-the-wall stuff lately.
Yeah.
Different era.
He's from a different era,
I don't remember no other black folks in the other era.
Well, the only thing coming for you, nigga.
The only thing that Booker was critical of, and I get where he's coming from, I get it. Booker was critical of Kofi because he felt, and I don't even, and we don't know if it was Vince or if it was Kofi or both. Booker felt that after Kofi won the title, there should have been a character change. Like in his case, King Booker, like the whole King Booker thing. King Booker was a different character than regular Booker.
I think that was
I think Kofi should have been more serious. Like have Kofi still playful, but not too playful. Because adversity, he was. Yo, LeDoir is mad noisy over there, my dude. Like, what are you at Grand Theft Auto Land? You at Liberty City over there?
No, man. So right now, I'm in a Hispanic neighborhood, so you got the Mexicans bumping their music. Somebody just had.
It's like you got all 5 stars like in Grand Theft Auto. Man, sirens in the background. It's good. You good now? It's going now.
I think Kofi the way he is because of his family. Remember, Kofi got 3 kids.
Kofi got who?
3 kids. 3 young little kids. And
okay.
I don't think that
I agree.
I don't think that he wants that type of image for his kids to portray.
So you say he has to be goofy.
Well,
rather
the
be
thing is, at the
goofy.
end of the day, we don't know. For all we know, they could have pitched something, and Vince could have said no. Remember, that was the same year when Seth was the champion. He was running from the Fiend, and Seth was
Yeah.
saying, "This is dumb. I'm going to get booed," and Vince was like, "I don't care. Do it anyway." So for all we know, the New Day could have pitched a more serious thing, and Vince could have said no. So, but I don't disagree that there should have been some character change.
When they first came, they were serious though.
I know, and they didn't
Yeah,
like
it
it.
was like on that preacher shit. They were like,
Right, exactly. And it's exactly what I'm talking about. They didn't like that shit. Vince didn't like it. And so then when they became goofy and twerking and shit, Vince was like, yeah, which goes to my point where it's like they don't want WWE as a company. They don't want dominant black groups. They don't want it, which is proof that they're
If
racist.
you notice, Kofi never bled, so I can imagine that he probably has in his contract like, I won't bleed, I won't curse. I don't know. It's just some wrestlers you can pitch it to them and be like, yeah, I'll do that shit. Like John Cena. When John Cena came as the master of thugonomics, I was like, okay, I get this kid. He's willing to do everything. But when he became so popular that he's doing Make-A-Wish foundations, now he's in a limbo because he cannot be edgy when you got kids that like WWE main has from the 80s, they always have catered to having 8-10-year-olds, and you can't be that edgy.
That's why Hogan never turned heel in WWE.
That's why they're not going to turn Bianca, even though I do think that she needs it. They're not going to turn her because the kids like her. She's basically their female Cena. And I'll go ahead and I'll die on this hill. Y'all can laugh at me all you want. As someone that because I'm not really a WWE fan, but I know what makes money. I think the biggest angle that WWE could produce. Oh my God, if they did this, I'm not saying it's going to be Hulk Hogan levels of Hulk Hogan turning heel, but to these modern fans, to this modern era, this would be money. I think it would be great. Like when this bloodline shit plays out and Roman's finally lost and we've moved on to the next chapter, right? The Usos are faces, right? They're tag team champions. They've beaten Owens and Zayn or whoever, right? They're tag team champions. They're going on their run, Uso Penitentiary, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You have Kofi and Xavier challenge them. Hey, man, let's have a match one time for old time's sake. Uso's like, oh, yeah, you guys are family. You guys are boy. You build it up. This big tag team
New
match.
Day goes here.
You're right. Not just that. It needs to be at a big show, like a WrestleMania or a SummerSlam or something like that. They're going back and forth. They're crazy, whatever. They're having this big match. Here comes Big E. Everyone's happy to see Big E. Big E's being this big support, just like how he was during the Kofi. Because remember during the Kofi match, right, when he faced Daniel Bryan, there was some fear that Big E was going to turn, but he was just there to support Kofi, right? You have Big E out there. He's supporting the Usos. He's supporting the New Day. Ref bump. Biggie goes in there and he just absolutely kills Jimmy Uso. He kills Jey Uso. You have them turn heel, right? Next day, you have Big E go after whoever the champion is, and you just absolutely have the New Day as heels destroy everybody. Just like the Shield destroyed everybody, you have the New Day as heels. It would make so much money because
they turn into a nation.
Right, these new modern fans, because think about this, the New Day, like Kofi's been around forever, Xavier's been around forever, Big E's been around forever.
I was about to say, do you think Kofi still got enough in the tank?
I think he's got enough. And these newer fans that have only been watching WWE and don't watch anything else, they've grown up watching these three as baby faces forever. So they've never seen them as heels.
When the New Day debut again, was it 2014?
Right,
it
and
was
it's about to be
time.
Right, and it's 2023. It's almost been 10 full years. So you have a generation of fans that have seen the New Day as nothing but faces. If they turn heel, and if you book them as dominant as you've booked the Shield or the Bloodline, it would make so much fucking money. It would get so much heat because these fans would feel legitimately betrayed. Because they're your heroes, and then you add in like Bianca, or if someone like Sasha is back in WWE by then, man, it would make so much money. But they're never going to do it. They're never going to do it because it would be a dominant heel black.
Well, how would you repackage them? Like, what would you call them? The Bad Day? Like, what would you do with them?
The Bad Day.
I mean, if they can
I like that name. That name's the Bad Day.
That's the funny thing, though. They could still be the New Day because it would be literally a new day. They're just heel.
What else would you do? Like, how would you repackage them? Like, would you? I don't know.
Put
Like,
MVP. No. Don't put
Okay,
MVP
well,
as
first of
manager.
all, okay,
like,
first
would
of
they
all,
still have
Kofi.
the saxophone? Would they still
No,
be?
no. Okay, first of all, Kofi has got to let the dreads down. He always has his dreads up like in a ponytail. No, he's got to let that shit go down because it looks more heelish that way. Big E already looks like a heel. He just acts like a dummy. He needs to stop the dancing, stop the twerking. Remember, like when he was Ziggler's bodyguard, where he didn't say
He
anything.
just stood like the muscle.
Yeah,
He just stood there with his arms folded.
Right. Yeah, the biggest work is Xavier. I'm not sure what you could do with Xavier because you can't have the fro. So he's probably like the biggest one. And he would definitely have to gain a little bit of muscle. You probably would have to add somebody else in the group, probably like Apollo, someone who's not really doing anything, someone not being used.
Do you bring
would
in
have
Hammond?
to.
I think I know how you're gonna fix Xavier, and you just said the name right. Tell Xavier that he's allowed to go back to some of his old footage, and Xavier Woods, I would have him watch Rocky 1, 2, and him just watch and come up with Apollo Creed's character. He ain't got to dress like him.
Oh,
but he
okay.
can-
Like the
he can
Consequences
breathe.
Creed. Yeah, the TNA thing. Yeah.
Yeah, and come back out with content. Hell no.
Consequences Creed.
No. I said do not wear that stupid outfit, but just
Okay.
pick up his personality. Because if you think about it, Apollo Creed was he said he was a villain, but as you look at the movie, he really wasn't much of a villain. He was just the undefeated champion. No one can beat him. But if he could talk like Apollo Creed, and like you said, bulk up,
So basically, turn him to
that
like
will work.
turn him
Right.
into Muhammad Ali, basically.
But if,
Right.
but if you think of it, Xavier Woods is already he definitely got some built to him. He's not no little dude.
Oh yeah,
He may be
he's
little in
built,
height, but
he
he's-
would just be the one that would need the most work as a heel. But like, I think Big E could do it. I think Kofi could do it. We have to work on Xavier. We have to add a female, and we need one person. Get old boy, get Carmelo, get him and put him in there. And there needs to be like a mouthpiece, like a Heyman. It could work, bro. It would make WWE so much money. I'm not saying it's going to be like the NWO, but to the current modern fans that have been watching WWE for like the past 10, 15 years that have grown up specifically on people like Kofi, they're just certain wrestlers that the fans would never expect it from, you know?
Big E
They
has
would
to come
never
back
ex-
in order to make this work.
What the problem
Right.
with Big E is when he was underneath Dolph Ziggler, he had no personality. And I'm just like, he's really bland. Yeah, he's this powerhouse guy, but he was really bland. And unfortunately in WWE, the formula to be successful is you got to be a character. And Big E's that big teddy bear, I guess. I don't think you can change Big E. It's hard to change Big E.
Well, I
There's no
think
way
it's,
you can.
I think it's difficult to change all three of them because, yeah, it sounds good turning them heel, but what would you do with them as heels? Like what I was saying before, what Roman Reigns, everybody was complaining about Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns should turn heel. Roman Reigns turn heel. But I'm like, you can't just turn somebody heel and that's it. They gotta go through a complete character overhaul.
And
that's why
the Bianca
that shit
Belair
works for Roman
thing.
Reigns because Roman Reigns ain't like how he was before. He's completely different now. That's why it
Now
works.
Bianca, you can't turn her heel, but what you can do is to keep a baby face refreshed is tell Bianca, hey Bianca, we are going to continue to pay you. Is there some things you want to do for like a year and a half to step away from the business? And I'm saying, how old is Bianca now? Like 32? This is perfect time for her to take that time off and give Montez Ford a baby. I get
She's
it. Montez
34.
Ford, 34.
34.
Montez Ford has 2 kids already. But them as husband and wife never had a kid together. It is time for her to do it before it's too late. And then when she disappears, and after she goes through motherhood, and it's up to her if she wants to come back, she comes back the same baby face, and fans are not gonna forget her.
So
Nah,
maybe
that-
turn her into.
I would say this
She
though,
Turn
gave them
into
two.
Lynch.
but if there's a turn, if there's a
She gave
turn her
them two
heel,
dominant years. She needs
but
to
if
make
there's a turn her heel, you know she's gonna need that baby face to rub over. Who will be that top baby face?
No, they're not gonna. Unfortunately, they're not gonna turn her. And it's stupid because, like I said, man, this woman is a fucking poison.
No, I'm saying if so,
much better.
and I'm saying if they do eventually turn her heel, like who would you have beef with as a top?
They're not because they don't have that person yet. They're not gonna have that person. But the main reason they're not gonna turn her is because of fucking Charlotte. That's why.
And Raquel
Flair,
Gonzalez ain't ready yet.
You know what? You
right.
hit the nail right on the head, toe. That because they're gonna want Charlotte to be that top heel
Right.
when it comes to women.
Charlotte's presence, I've said before, Charlotte's presence is a poison in that company. If there's one person that I actually want to see leave and go somewhere else, it's Charlotte. Her presence, it hurts the women's division because nobody else can really be that heel because they want Charlotte to be the queen. And so because they want her to be the queen, nobody else can do it though.
I'm starting to think Becky Lynch is a problem too.
In a way, she is. In a way, at some point they'll do Becky.
But she is working with Zoe though, so you can't really, at least she's working with Zoe now.
The thing I'll give Becky, when she works with people, I don't see Becky working with people, and it's like after the fact they go down. I do think Becky tries, but with Charlotte, she has a track record of like she works with people, and it's like after she works with them, they get fired, they quit, or like they're just never the same after that. And
yeah,
after
like look at Rhea. Rhea's just now getting back. You know what I mean? Getting back to how she was. She's better now. You know what I'm saying? But after she had lost that the NXT strap to Charlotte Flair, she was in a disarray, man.
I'm still pissed off at Shayna. Shayna was a fucking killer in NXT, and she's just a body.
You know what?
On the main
roster. I think wrestlers don't want to wrestle with her because she was a killer in NXT. And this is when you get to main roster, you got your little prissy wrestlers that don't want to be like if we really think about it, why the fuck is Liv Morgan even competitive in any match? She should be getting destroyed by everyone.
I think she be going in. I'll say, you know what I mean? Maybe it's just me, but Liv Morgan, she takes bumps. Liv Morgan does take bumps. You can't say she don't take bumps. She don't mind taking bumps. Remember, she wanted Ronda Rousey to legitimately break her arm. Remember that? But Ronda Rousey was like, "This is crazy. I'm not
comparing her to Jeff. I'm not comparing her to Jeff Hardy, but she's like Jeff in the sense that like she doesn't care. And I guess
she's a danger to herself and to the people in the ring.
You mean Shotzi? That's what you're talking about? Because you said that about Shotzi.
Let's not even get started about Shotzi.
She's small.
Shotzi and Liv, they're two different.
I remember people were really high on her back on NXT. She's just wow.
Shotzi's just a character.
She got called up way too soon. She's too green.
And if I was WWE, they just need to let Dakota Kai come back healthy and fire her ass because she's the one that's gotten. She's the one. I'm sorry, bro.
You're quick with the axe.
She's the reason Liv Morgan is injured. I've been saying this. I'm just like, why do motherfuckers like this non-talent, ugly face having, pink hair chick from Australia? She the reason Liv Morgan's injured. I'm just sorry.
I think Liv Morgan's the reason why she's injured. Not Liv Morgan, excuse me. Whatchamacallit? I forgot her damn name. The bitch with the damn
It was
tank.
Dakota. No. It was It was.
Oh, you talking about Dakota
Shotzi.
Kai? Okay.
Dakota Kai is the one that got the one that got Liv Morgan injured.
Yeah.
And she injured herself in the
And then
same
she injured
spot,
herself.
too.
Yeah.
I'm just like, bro, why do they allow her on TV?
It was a freak accident. It's not like she hurt people all the time.
I don't know.
No, you good, Marcus
told-
Brown. Don't worry about it, my guy. You good. Goody. Glad for you to join us.
Yeah, Shotzi, she has no business in the ring. Do not put her in another Money in the Bank. Her and Ladders do not need to be nowhere near each other. Shotzi should just go to porn because that's the only thing she's good. Is she looks like a porn star.
Yo, you be wildin', son.
No, I ain't gonna lie. Shotzi will get the business, but that's all she's good for is porn material.
Thanks
She
for the
has no
light,
business
y'all. Let's
wrestling.
go. Let's keep.
Hey, there's
let's
a
keep the
fan
light up.
question.
Thank you.
There is a fan question like about maybe 20, 25 minutes ago. Someone asked what happened to Los Lotharios. They're still there.
Oh yeah. That's what ballet dancer asked. Yeah.
Yeah, they're still employed. They're just not used.
They're on vacation, just collecting free paychecks. 200,000 a year.
Yeah, I guess
they're
they're
catering.
not
Omas's favorite spot. Catering
No,
anyways.
you know what pissed me off? If I'm not going to be on TV, why the fuck I got to travel with the whole organization 24/7?
Because you never know when you might get that call.
Unless you're
the
Carl
Big Brothers
Anderson
said-
and Luke.
Look at
Unless you're
Omos.
Carl Anderson
Nope.
and Luke Gallows
Yeah.
for some reason. I fucking hate
Now,
those guys.
Omos.
Yo, I
we
swear
ain't
they
gonna
they
see him.
suck. I never understood the appeal to them two fucking Harris Brothers 2.0.
You know their deal, right?
motherfuckers.
But you know the deal they worked out, right?
Yeah, AJ caked for them.
Yeah,
AJ
but
basically he came back. He basically lobbied for them to come back.
Yeah, but do you know their current deal right now?
What's the current deal?
Who, the Good
You
Brothers?
don't know. The Good Brothers have I don't know how they fucking do it, bro. The Good Brothers, this is their deal. If they're not going to be on TV, they're contractually obliged to not show up. So they only have to show up if they're going to be used. So they still
That
get
makes
paid.
sense. That makes sense. But what I was about to say,
You know, and I'm telling you, AJ. I want to know who the fuck AJ Styles' lawyer is. He probably got the best lawyer in town. Like how he worked out. Because remember when before AJ came to WWE, we was like, yo, if AJ Styles come to WWE, they're gonna put him in the cruiserweight division. He's gonna be a scrub.
no.
This dude's
Let me tell you.
He came to WWE. Who the fuck is his lawyer?
Let me tell you something. AJ Styles impressed Vince so much, but Vince does not want to admit it. Vince was a fan of AJ Styles when he was even in TNA. He was trying to get AJ Styles to come to WWE, but AJ Styles was like, no, TNA made me a star, so I'm going to stick with TNA. And you know what? Vince wasn't mad about it. When he got him, he's like, I'm going to utilize you. Yeah, he's still AJ Styles. Yeah.
AJ's always been loyal.
I mean, yeah, they wanted some of the TNA guys. They wanted Abyss. I remember that. They wanted Abyss, like in 2007.
Yeah, remember they wanted to pitch that match between him and Kane. Isn't Kane his they related like by marriage, him and Kane?
I think.
I don't know.
Sure.
I heard about that, him and Kane being related by marriage.
But leave Omos alone. He's on his honeymoon with his fine ass new wife. So leave him.
Oh, congrats to him. He can stay his ass over there too.
You can't stand Omos.
Fuck that dude. Cause you know what was some real shit? Cause MVP rubbed me the wrong way. Like I'm here spitting facts, and he trying to sit there and cape for this dude. Like my dude, it's facts. He's a fucking bum. I don't give a fuck how much more money he got. He got more money than me. So what? Like I'm not talking about them. Of course he got more fucking money. He worked for the fucking WWE. Of course he got more money than me.
You know what? I think
is he a loser? Yes, he's a loser.
I think MVP is if you're a black wrestler, that's who you want talking for you. Because honestly, I think MVP did a lot for the black wrestlers. No,
I
he
just think
has.
that I just think that wrestlers need to. It's so easy that a lot of them are just on autopilot mode when it comes to criticism. It's like if you give any kind of criticism, they just assume that you're a certain kind of fan. It's like, but not all fans are
Wait a
generic.
minute,
Like
Art.
just because,
Yeah, you can. You live in your mother's basement. You broke. You live in your mother's basement. My dude, like,
Wait a minute. You went at it with MVP?
yeah, you was there for that show. Yeah, we had
No,
a back and forth.
I wasn't. Wait a minute. Y'all was actually on air
On,
going at each other?
on the
no, he
ground.
commented. What was it on his Instagram, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
like because basically he
Okay.
was like, because he posted a pic. He posted a pic with Omar's.
Mhm.
So I was like, he was like, oh, the caption said the man behind the man, and I was like, you mean the man behind the bum?
Come on, Art.
Right.
You was wrong for that.
Right.
He had to defend him. Come on.
And he was
had
like,
to defend him.
he got more money than you, and I'm like, really? That's
And I get, and I
person
get,
you was on to?
and I get where Sandman's coming from because I told the story before. Old boy, I always forget his name. The dude from the Street Profits. You know, Bianca's husband, Montez.
Oh,
Right?
Montez.
Yeah, I told the story. He blocked me, and all I ever did was it was a segment years ago. It was like a backstage segment on Raw. It was on Twitter, and I just said corny. That's all I said.
You know
Corny.
what? I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not trying to ruin no relationship, but I do think Montez Ford got a little insecurity when it comes to his wife Bianca.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because on that same thread where I said
Did you ever
corny,
seen that show? Did you ever seen that show with Bianca Belair and Kevin Hart when they was in the ice bucket doing that show? And Montez Ford,
Cold as balls.
yeah, I guess he's playing a character, but the way I was looking at his face, I'm like, bruh, why you grilling Kevin Hart on your wife? Kevin Hart, Bianca Belair ain't trying to get with no Kevin Hart.
I know that they
She's
were on
head over heels over you. So
They
I
were
think
on Wild
Bianca Belair is so buffed and diesel. She put on a strap and fuck Kevin Hart.
I know that they were on Wild and Out, and WWE didn't mention it. I thought they should have. That would have been.
Yeah, that was really weird. Like Wild 'N Out is a very popular show. I don't know why they didn't mention that. It's a weird shit I'm talking about with WWE. Like
that's what I was about to say.
They're not promoting.
I didn't like how Montez Ford was grilling Kevin Hart. Who you really should have been worried about was Nick Cannon, because he probably would have dicked her down. Of all people.
And Nick Cannon would have beat the shit out that dude. You forgot Nick Cannon know how to box.
Yeah, Nick Cannon. I would have been, I just honestly,
Nick Cannon would have beat. He like, this ain't WWE, motherfucker. I'll box the shit out you.
Honestly, and I'm just saying, I can't tell people how to act around their wife, but I'm gonna keep it real with you. You don't see Aleister Black acting like that with Selena Vega. So, dude, fix your insecurities. She ain't going nowhere. She's not gonna leave you. I wasn't.
But that's because Aleister Black will beat your ass for real.
Yeah, you trying to intimidate Kevin Hart?
Aleister Black is a woman beater.
No. Like whoever tried to step up to Selena Vega.
Oh, beat their ass.
Beat their ass.
But I hear what this dude Scott is saying though, because like
Montez Ford was lucky that Kevin Hart
about that same shit. The shit that Buddy Matthews be doing is weird.
Yeah, Montez Ford lucky Kevin Hart security ain't whip his ass. You in his stomping grounds and you acting a damn fool on TV. Calm the fuck down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm definitely refreshed, my God. Thanks a lot.
I couldn't have been Kevin Hart, because the moment he ice grilled me like that, I'll be like, security, grab that little skinny motherfucker and get him out of my show. So I give credit for Kevin Hart, because you got
Montez, he a Marine? Montez Ford is a Marine. I didn't know that.
It was funny because in the tweet where I said corny, I never said he was corny. I just said the segment was corny. All I put was corny, and he blocked me. And what was weird was in that same thread, there were people that said way worse things like, "Oh man, these niggas is Uncle Tom. oh man, how did a guy like Montez pull Bianca? Like just way more insulting things. And all I said was corny. So to Sandman's point, yeah, a lot of wrestlers, especially black wrestlers, which is kind of an unfortunate pattern.
They're way too sensitive.
Yeah, they're too
Right.
sensitive and they're too weak, So it's like you don't need to be on social media if you get so easily offended at shit. So
Especially you on a worldwide platform, you're gonna get all types of opinions.
Ain't
coming
nobody
at you.
gonna like. Not everybody gonna like you. There's fans that hate The Rock. You really think he gives a shit?
Right.
right.
Oh,
I actually
we know one
respect the
person
wrestlers.
we actually know one person that really hates The Rock.
I actually respect the wrestlers more. I respect the wrestlers more that just don't do social media at all because they're not about it. Like Mox, he doesn't do it. He's not about it. The only thing Sheamus does, he has a little the Celtic Warrior workout. He does
Yeah,
that.
I'll be
That's
watching
it.
that
That's a
shit.
good show.
Yeah,
They be
that's
going
it.
on.
Dominique don't really do social media.
He's
Mhm.
Dominique. You can do that. It's Dominic.
Hey, Dominic.
Dominic has the Instagram.
Dominic.
Honestly, the only reason why you see Dominic on social media is because of Rhea. And you
Yeah,
know what?
pretty much.
I still think to this day, I think something's gonna go down with her and Dominic for real.
They should have been this up. Like, I don't care. Like,
No,
Bloody
I'm not talking about on
Matthews
screen.
should
I'm
just
not talking
yeah.
about on. I ain't talking about on screen. I'm talking
Like-
about some dirt sheet Jeff Hardy. I mean dirt
Nah,
sheet
I wanna-
Matt Hardy
nah.
and Edge.
Because that'll be
I
whack. Like, don't do that. Because you know what I mean. Like, but
don't
if
know what
I could like Rhea Ripley throwing the buns at him, then that's something different. But you know what I mean.
I
Like,
just think if it ain't Dominic, it's probably Damien Priest. She's gonna give up the buns to somebody.
why should I give up the buns to someone? Why every single female wrestler got to be a slut to you though? What's going on?
Bruh. It's nothing about being a slut. It's just about geographics when it comes to it.
Like you and Malik be killing me. Like, yo, man, I'm telling you, she's definitely sucking his cock. Like, goddamn, my wife is sucking his cock.
No.
People.
When people cheat, they always cheat with somebody that they have in common with. Whether it's basketball, whether it's football, whether it's wrestling. Just like Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle is like, okay, I can sleep with all the women in the world, but I'm gonna fuck Jackie because I spend more time with Jacqueline and shit. If you're gonna pick somebody, you're gonna pick a fine motherfucker like Jacqueline back in the day, and he was tearing them cheeks up on the road from day one.
You said Kurt Angle.
What about Rock
Jacqueline?
What about
Kurt Angle
Rock
that's when he made the big mistake. He
Wait,
didn't realize how.
wait. You said you talking about Miss Texas Jacqueline?
Yes,
Black
Oh, you didn't know that?
Her
You didn't know that?
and Kurt Angle used to fuck around all the time.
I
Jacqueline,
never knew that. Wait, hold on. What?
Sandman.
That's when he just got there. What just got to WWF?
Sandman.
Jacqueline was sleeping with Kurt Angle, and she was sleeping with Bradshaw.
I heard she was fucking Jerry Lowell. I know about that.
Yes,
Sandman.
Jacqueline.
The
Jacqueline
stuff with
was-
Charmel, that was a joke from Vince because Vince was like, "Oh yeah, Kurt, you like Jungle Fever, yeah, that's why."
Yeah. Kurt loves
And-
chocolate.
And Booker said, y'all ain't playing that fucking gimmick with my wife. And he was one of those wrestlers like, look, I understand it's entertainment, but y'all not gonna put her on display like how you did with the other female wrestlers. So I give respect to
Right.
Booker T for
Like
that
Scotty
one.
said, it all comes down at the end of the day. It all comes down to the performers. Some performers are comfortable with it, and some aren't. Which is why, to me, saying, man, for a fucking 100 years from now, after World War III happens, and we're all dead and buried in fucking nuclear holocaust, someone's gonna find your clip of you reacting to Miro, watching, Lashley tongue.
Yo, you's a mess.
And I'm
They're gonna
sorry.
find it somewhere in cyberspace. They can find it somewhere out there.
If Lana was cool to do that on stage, guaranteed she was letting that Puerto Rican dude do some nasty stuff to her while they was in Puerto Rico.
Well, you heard what I think Blaze has said this. Dom wouldn't ruin his engagement. You know, and that's another thing too. It's like he'll get some heel heat legitimately, but I don't think he want that type of heat.
I think Dominic's for with his experience. If Rey Mysterio wasn't still in the business, he'd probably get caught up in a little bit of infidelity. But even though they don't talk to, even though that's an on screenplay, you know damn well Rey Mysterio definitely guides Dominic.
Worst
But
case
if
scenario, Dom would end up like Sammy Guevara, but Dom doesn't do the vlog
Yeah,
thing like
I was just
Sammy
thinking that
does.
too.
So
I
yeah,
was just thinking
because
about that also.
I saw the Sam Guevara. I saw Sammy Guevara coming. I see Sam now. He's trying to turn it around. He's trying to change the narrative that he's a good person. It's not a wrestling thing. Like any dude, if you've been around the block a couple of times, you could see the shit with Tay coming a mile away, right? Sammy Guevara. The reality is this, right? He was he was an unknown. Like he was the first time I saw him was in Lucha Underground, but it was near the end of Lucha. He was an unknown wrestler. No one knew who he was. And then all of a sudden, he knew the right people. He had right connections. And all of a sudden, he's paired up with Chris Jericho. He's on TNT. He's on national television. And so it's like high school, right? Like I'm not trying to trigger people. It's like when you're in high school, the kind of girls that you can pull is different when you're a nobody compared to the kind of girls that you can pull when you're a quarterback on the football team. You know, when you're that popular dude, everybody wants a piece of you, right? So
Right,
when he
that
was on
job.
TV, right. So when he was on TV, when he got the exposure, on TV from being in AW, I'm pretty sure that he was exposed to way more girls, and he was working with way more attractive girls. And all respect to his previous ex, I believe his previous ex's name was Pam, right? And again, this is not even me being a dick because he had a blog because I used to follow his blog because I liked him in the beginning. And Sammy Guevara was doing his blog, bro. He never had Pam on there. That was his own. I think they were like sweethearts or something. Pam was never on his blog. So as someone who was a fan of Sammy Guevara, I didn't even know he had a girlfriend or whatever. And then he proposed to her on that one Dynamite, a couple years back. And then all of a sudden on his blog, you started seeing, at that time, Tekanti show up, and he was spending more time with her. And I believe in the work business, they refer to that as a work wife, work husband,
Yeah,
the
that's
person you
why I
see on the
said
road. Right. And then he was spending more and more time with them because it was always Sammy, Marco Stunt, Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and Ty. And then as more time went on, it was like you didn't see Marco, you didn't see Jungle Boy, you didn't see Lucha. It was just him and Ty. And then all of a sudden, him and Pam broke up. And then Sammy was like, respect our privacy, blah 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 blah. But then he's saying respect our privacy, but then he's posting all these pictures with Tekanti, and it's like, bro, with all due respect, I will respect your privacy, but when you were with Pam, you never posted any pictures of her at all. But with
that's why I
Tekanti,
said I couldn't be a wrestler because I would if I was a
right?
wrestler and I had the physique and I was in AEW, you best believe Jay Cargill is on my hit list.
Well, that's why Randy
Jade
Savage.
Parker is not giving up. She is madly in love with her
I
That's
husband.
know, I
that's why
know.
Randy Savage would just fucking keep Miss Elizabeth in the locker room. He knew what was up. I mean, he was crazy, but he
Yeah,
knew.
Randy Savage
He
wasn't
kept her
Like
locked
crazy.
in the
He knew the
house.
business. He
Jay
knew the
Cargill ain't
business.
having it. Like she madly in love with her husband.
Then they need to get married because they haven't. I don't know.
Now they married.
Any,
Jay Cargill
No,
is
they're
anyway,
not.
married.
They're
I
not
just want to
married.
make it
They're
very
still
clear. Sammy
partners.
Guevara is obviously not the first wrestler to do what he did. The only mistake that he made, and this is the mistake, if there's any lesson that you can take from Sammy Guevara, right? If there's any lesson, Sammy's not the first wrestler that did what he did, and he's definitely not the first guy that did what he did. The only mistake that he made is that's what happens when you have a YouTube channel where you make vlogs of everything, so you have evidence in 4K. So, like, if you go on his YouTube, you can literally see the relationship, the affair, the fling, whatever the fuck it was. You can literally see it happening 4K on camera. And so that's the risk you take when you vlog everything. But I get it. Sammy comes from that younger generation, the TikTok generation, the Instagram generation, where they have to
Everything's
vlog
recorded.
everything, take pictures. They can't help
Yeah.
themselves. That's just what they do. But sometimes that shit can fuck you over. And,
Giving out too
they're
much
together now.
information.
Right.
Um, I'm gonna read what this dude Marcus Brown had just said, and we can all chime in because he brings up a real good point. Rollins gonna get injured catering to the complaining fans because he's defending the title every single week, and this kills the future opponents because if he beats everyone who he faced at a pay per view. What I gotta say about that, I get it because you already got this dude Roman. You know what I mean? He don't be around like that, and you can't have another supposed top champion not being around like that. So you already see where they're going with this championship reign. They're gonna basically make him the workhorse, and
Well, here's the thing. I don't think Rollins is gonna have a title for a whole year. I think he'll
yeah,
drop
yeah.
the title.
That's what I was about to allude to that also. He definitely shouldn't be holding that title. No, like I would say October, maybe. I would say October the furthest he should go.
I
Like, don't
already,
have
I
him having a
already, I
belt
already
for
see,
like 10 months to a year. No, it's not
I already
necessary.
see, I
On some
already
real
see
shit,
who he's gonna
the
lose the
next
title
person that
to.
gets that belt, the next person who should get that belt is Gunther or
That's what I was about to say.
yeah,
Gunther's gonna be the one to beat him, and I think
it should be Gunther. Yes, like I was saying from before, I said Braun Breaker should come like answer this dude like so like if Gunther has an open challenge with IC belt at SummerSlam, have this dude Braun Breaker come up and beat him for that IC belt, have them in the feud or whatever, get this dude Braun Breaker over as a legitimate top face, well not a top face with a mid card face with the IC belt, and then after
yeah, I don't
that
know why
have
Braun Breaker's still in NXT.
and
It's
hold
not
on,
about
and then
defending
that's
it.
what you have Gunther, and then you have Gunther move on and have that rivalry with this dude Seth Rollins, and have this
There,
dude take the belt over Seth
It's,
Rollins.
it's
Supposedly
it's
they're
not
waiting for
about
the
defending
summer
the
to
belt.
call up
They just it's not about
Braun.
defending the belt. The fans just want a champion to just be present on a
To just be there.
regular basis. That's really all it's about. And the thing is that it was dumb. All parties involved are responsible. I hold Triple H accountable. I hold Vince accountable, and I hold Roman accountable because Roman, after that match with Brock, he signed a new deal because his contract was running out. He signed a new deal that gave him less dates, but he signed the deal going into WrestleMania where they were doing a title unification. So why would you sign this guy that you're going to give both belts to a deal that would then you're basically taking the title off of Raw. They knew that and they did it anyway.
I
So
think that was in the
Vince,
stipulation that if he don't get both titles, he walks.
well, that's
Probably
not
Remember,
both
good
ways.
business. That's not good business with all parties involved. So, but it's neither here nor
here's
there.
Yeah,
the
that's
We're not
thing:
going.
basically he's
when
basically
you
that
become
he's
the
telling you I'm hijacking this shit.
when you become the look here when Roman became the man, he was really thinking like you gotta give me something that'll make me stay because I'm just gonna go back home to my daughter. Because think about it, Roman, you still don't think that leukemia is in the back of his head?
Oh, of course it is. There's always that fear, you know.
So he's probably like, yo, you better give me something that will make me stay, or I will be done with wrestling. I'll go to Hollywood. So Vince Vince folds under pressure because one thing Vince is good at, he knows how to make stars. He's afraid of losing stars.
Yeah, we talked about it a couple of months ago. Sometimes when really bad things happen, positive things can come out of those bad things. In some world out there, in some alternate universe where COVID never happened, as nice as that sounds, this
Roman
Roman would
Reigns
never
was
exist. This
gone.
you could
We
COVID literally saved Roman Reigns' career, like literally because it happened, and then people were just like, Roman was like, "Fuck that, I'm not risking this shit," and he just went back home, and
And they
rightfully
finally
yeah,
so.
killed the deal.
So, you know,
and
the
and
best. You know
and,
what? You know what? You know what? The
and we
best thing
had
I
to
always.
suffer with Braun Strowman as champion.
You know what? I will give Roman this. I always shit on him. The coolest thing Roman ever did. This is like a fucking top 5 highlight of pro wrestling in general. That one show where he fought Finn Balor and they went in the crowd, and Roman put on his mask. That was hilarious. That was great. Oh man.
I can't think of nobody to challenge Roman right now on SmackDown.
Oh, it's coming to an end anyway. You know, he's going to be facing Jey at SummerSlam, I think, and that'll be it.
Maybe, or do you really think they that dumb to wait till WrestleMania and have The Rock beat him?
It's
They
over,
keep
bro.
I'm not even. I'm not pressed about the
that's ball game over.
Anymore. It's over.
I hope it's over.
Yeah.
We seen
Jey,
that.
yeah, and you know what? I hate to say it. Jey Uso and Montez Ford are just alike. Them two supposed to be single stars, but they got to carry the weight of the other guy. And let's be real, if Jey goes single, Jimmy's done.
Jimmy's
Hey,
bad.
I want him. I remember back in the day, years ago, before any of this shit even happened. I was
Jimmy's
always a
done.
fan of the Usos, but my knock on them was I wanted them to do something to make them stand out from each other. Like, because when I
don't
was
think
a kid,
I don't think Jimmy can stand out on his own. He needs Jey Uso, and
Jimmy's
just like
good.
when I look at the Usos, I don't think of Jimmy Uso. I think of Jey.
I
After
think
what Jey,
both of them.
after what Jey showed me on his own, going after Roman Reigns, I could see him as a star. Now
I
with
agree
the
with
Street
you.
Profits, unpopular opinion, but it's time for D'Angelo to get separated. He's just not it. And
Now he's a good worker. He's
yeah,
let's
but
give him his flowers. Let's give him his flowers, though. He's
hell yeah. I like Angelo. I like Angelo Dawkins. Angelo Dawkins, like he can work.
But
now in NXT,
D'Angelo Dawkins is
I agree
only
with
good
you.
to be a tag team partner. That's the only thing
In
he'll ever be.
NXT, I agree with you. He was kind of a bum. But these past couple, I would say like the past like year and a half, I've seen him lose weight. I've seen him gain muscle. I've seen him get more athletic.
They have good singles matches.
Yeah,
now Montez has the better look.
Matches,
obviously, there's no denying that.
I don't think D'Angelo will be nothing more than just a tag team partner in his career, and it's holding Montez Ford back.
So you're basically saying that he's Marty Jannetty?
Yeah.
Well, sometimes you never know, man. Sometimes you never know. You know, like sometimes things happen. Like people forget when Booker T never wanted to be a singles wrestler. You know, he was always teaming with his brother Stevie, and the only reason he became a singles wrestler, if I remember correctly, I think Stevie had like an ankle sprain or something like that. And I want to say like they wanted Booker. I think they were pushing Benoit at the time, and they wanted Benoit to have like a match with somebody. And Bischoff was like, "Hey Booker, can you go out there and just have
the NWO team leader?"
right. They were like, Booker, can you go out there and have like a match with Benoit? And they went out there, and it was received so well that turned into the best of 7 series. And the next thing you know, Booker was a singles guy. You know, so sometimes you can't tell what'll happen. You know,
well, that's one thing. Like Booker,
but why you gonna hold somebody?
Booker, hold on. I was gonna say, hold on, I got you. Like that's one thing. Booker always worked well with Chris Benoit and Fit Finlay. He worked well with both of those guys.
Mm-hmm.
Like they never had a bad match.
Not once, right?
Fit Finlay was funny.
But yeah, I get it. But D'Angelo's holding Montez Ford. He's holding him back.
It's just Angelo. You keep saying D'Angelo. It's just
Angelo, whatever his name is. He's holding Montez Ford back. And I want Montez Ford to be a single guy before all those bumps he takes is a little too late. Because right now,
they're already adding up.
But here's the thing. Here's the other thing though. You know what I mean? WWE don't even have that much tag teams as is. If they break them up, they're gonna have to make at least 2 tag teams.
Right.
But I'm tired. Okay, but they're not doing nothing with them. So why hold on to it?
They're doing something.
What? Put on a tag team match? They ain't got no titles. So what are they doing?
Because they need to split those belts or whatever. Do something,
No, they need to split the Street Profits. Do it now before it's too late. He's not. This dude is 35 years old. We're gonna wait till he's 40 to finally become a single star.
Yeah, I would say
It's
next
time-
year. Not now. I'll
it's
say
time for-
next year. Do it. Not
Thank you for
5
all-
years from now.
Thank you for your Thank Angelo Dawkins. Thank you for your
I'm
contributions.
just
It's
on
time
the
to move
complete.
on.
I'm on the complete opposite spectrum of you guys. I don't understand this obsession that people have with breaking up the Street Profits, because it's not like they've been a team for that long, and they've only been champions
exactly.
they've only been champions they've only been champions like twice. There's way more they could do, and also we haven't seen what they can do as heels. So there's a lot of life left.
You know why they want to? What fans want to break up the Street Profits? Because they don't care about Dawkins. They only care
that's
about.
not true. That's not true. Fans wanted to break up because, and I hate to be anti-WWE, it's because WWE conditions fans into the whole Marty Jannetty, Shawn Michaels bullshit. But that doesn't always have to be the case, bro. Not always.
I think that's for you, LaDawn.
Like the modern day Marty Jannetty is Devon Dudley. The second.
I've always thought the Marty Jannetty thing was a very misunderstood insult, because you can call him
he's good too.
Yeah, you can call him
Well,
but at the end of the day, he was still an Intercontinental champion.
Hill.
But you know,
every time he came to almost every match he had after he left Shawn Michaels, he put on a decent show. He didn't suck. He was just
I love this guy. I'm a big fan of his podcast. I've met him before. He's cool. He's got a funny sense of humor. If you really want to use a tag team of a person that just went on to nothing, it would be, and again, I love the guy, it would be Stevie Ray. Because Stevie didn't really do anything after Harlem Heat broke up.
I spoke to him too. Really cool, down to earth guy. He's a real cool guy.
And I don't think Dawkins would do anything the moment they split. But at the same time, we're holding back a generational talent just so he can keep a job.
But Scott, I think this question is for you, Virgo Bay.
Yeah, I already seen that. They're not gonna turn Bianca Hill, unfortunately. That ain't gonna happen. That ain't never gonna happen.
Planning it though.
They're planning it, but you can't turn a girl like her heel.
No, not Bianca. She said Naomi. Do you see Jey on his own because of Naomi and Total Divas? That's what she asked you. I think she meant Jimmy.
Ain't nobody worried about Naomi.
Yeah. Naomi's with Jimmy, not Jay. Right.
Yeah. And Naomi.
I've been getting them mixed up too. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I'm just now starting to know because Jay got the red hair, you know what I'm saying, and this dude.
Well, Jay usually has his hair a little bit shorter than Jimmy.
Right.
Tell them apart.
Because from before I couldn't tell them apart either.
No, I can tell them apart. Jay looks like he in shape. Jimmy looked like he been eating a little bit too much of snacks lately.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Jay's a little bit more slim. He's a little bit more
slim, right.
The abdomen area. Yeah.
There's always one.
I like Jay, man. I'll be honest, man. When Roman's reign first started, when it was just him, Heyman, and Jay, I liked the whole main event Jey Uso thing. I remember he had a match with it was in the Thunderdome. There was no fans. I remember he had a match, and granted, it was against Daniel Bryan, but he had a pretty good 15, 17-minute match with Daniel Bryan where he was hanging in there, and I was like, all right.
There's
always one potential matchup.
That's what they started calling him main event Jay.
There's always one potential matchup that's always on the table.
Jay can do it. Jay can do it. And I think they don't need to limit Jay to just being a tag team specialist.
Well, that's what I was saying before, because sometimes
they won the title.
Don't know.
They won the title too many times over. It's time for Jay. It's time for Jay to be on his own.
Right, I agree with you. I thought when Jimmy came back, when Jimmy came back, I thought it kind of hurt Jay at the time, because when Jimmy came back, Jay just went right back to doing the tag team thing, and I was like, I want to see more. But sometimes you can't predict that, because if you had a time machine, if you went back to 1997 or 1998, nobody would have told you that Booker T was going to be a 5-time WWE champion. It just happened, because he was really good.
It's just like the Hardy Boys. Jeff needed to be on his own. even though he crashed and burned on his own time.
But
Come to find out, they both were
drink too damn much.
Percocet idiots. They both were Percocet idiots, man.
I just think the idea of
Max just had it under control.
Virgo, but he's been behaving himself as of late.
I agree with that, Virgo. And for that reason, because of the track record, I can see him beating Roman, but then Money in the Bank cash in shenanigans after. I can't see him actually having a reign. But the idea of Jey going in there with Roman, having a competitive 20, 25 minute back and forth match, like I can see it. Some people are like, I can't see
it from before.
Right? I'm okay with Jey being a transitional champion. Let him be a champion for a month or 2 months and bye-bye. But
it's all about the combination of the story, you trying to say.
Yeah. Just don't hold him back because of
and even though Roman should have lost,
don't hold him back because we're worried about Jimmy Uso.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Another reason I think is happening, even though Roman should have lost at WrestleMania, people have to remember when he won the belt, he won it at SummerSlam. You know, that's where he won it. What was it? The triple threat of Strowman and The Fiend. What was that? SummerSlam 2020.
And Braun, right?
Right. So it would make more sense continuity wise, I guess, for the reign to end where it started, like 4 years later, I guess. So
that's first of all, that's awesome that you and your pops be having this conversation. Like that's definitely awesome. But we all agree that Jey is more likely to wash this dude Roman up. That's what it's looking like. That's what the story is leading towards. Jimmy, I won't be surprised if he surprised us because remember, Jey showed and proved, but Jimmy, like he didn't really get that spotlight on him yet until now. So
I don't think Jimmy really cares about the spotlight.
Jimmy might do some shit better than Jey.
I don't think Jimmy wants to be in the spotlight. I think he's cool. I think he always.
Well, he's in the spotlight right now.
Yeah, but I think he always wanted to be a supporting cast to Jey. I think he wants to push Jey to that top. Because remember, he's like, I should have did this.
Nah, I don't think so.
I should have did this.
You know why I don't think so? Because it would have been Jey, the one that would have got tired of Roman shit. Jimmy was the first one that got tired of his shit. They wouldn't have went there. Like if anything, it would have been Jey, but it was Jimmy. So, and because of Jimmy doing what he's doing right now, he's the most, other than Roman Reigns, of course. Jimmy's the most talked about right now, and that's a fact. Everybody's talking about Jimmy and how he stood up to the tribal chief.
Until Jey turns on him.
It's hard.
Oh yeah, Jay's gonna fall in line. He better fall in line.
He's not gonna fall in line.
Fall in line and acknowledge him. Expeditious.
Yeah, he will acknowledge him for super kick, and the fans are gonna eat that shit up.
And I see a SummerSlam. I see it cooking. I see Roman Reigns with this strut look on his face, or like you say, it could be Roman Reigns versus Jimmy Uso, and Jay's the one that turns on Roman Reigns. Either way, we're gonna see the end of that belt.
Yeah, I think the story.
You see that, Scott?
Yeah, I think the story that they're trying to tell is the only consistent person in Roman's
life. Baby brother? Solo?
Is Solo. I think that's the story, is that Solo is the only consistent person in the bloodline. Every time Roman is dead to rights, it's Solo that saves him. Solo was the one that saved him against Drew. Solo was the one that saved him against Cody. Jimmy and Jey have always been inconsistent. And so the story they're doing is, Solo chose his brothers over Roman, and they're going back and forth. But at some point in this story, probably
Solo's story is next.
Right. At some point in Money in the Bank, there's going to be some miscommunication. Something's going to happen. Roman's going to lose. He's basically going to start giving Solo shit, and Solo's going to be like, you know what? Fuck this. And so then when we get Roman versus Jey, it'll be the same old story. Roman having his 25-minute match, 30-minute match, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's dead to rights. Here comes Solo. But instead of helping Roman, he says, you know what, bruh? Fuck you. and he gives
You
Roman
know
a
what?
spike.
Yeah.
And you know what? I don't care what anybody say. They could be tired of the story. I appreciate what Roman Reigns did because Roman Reigns did a complete 180 to how corny he was before and to what he is now.
Agreed.
And
Agreed. 100%.
He improved so majorly.
and I think it's only deserving that Roman Reigns has to lose a match in a way that is such a shock value. And there's no bigger shock value than him losing the belt to one of his cousins.
Right. Mm-hmm. That's how I was gonna end. Solo's
Not
gonna
this,
be like,
not
"Fuck
this,
you."
not this Cody bullshit that people wanted to see. I was like, why the fuck
That's
do
the
you want?
only negative. That's the only negative. Like, if this actually happens, then what we can say at the end is that Roman elevated his family. He elevated Jimmy. He elevated Jey.
Right. He paid the
Main
damn light
eventers.
bill. He kept the
Right.
lights on. He paid y'all motherfuckers mortgage.
Right. The
He
problem
needs
is the problem is it came at the expense of everybody else. Drew.
Okay, I'm cool with that
And
because I never
Cody.
wanted to.
Well, if you're
never
cool
wanted
with
to
that,
see
then you're cool
Cody.
with that. Some people
I'm
won't be
cool with that. I never wanted to see Cody beat Roman Reigns. Period. Because I'm like, why are they fucking sucking this Cody Rhodes shriveled up cock?
Hey,
Like
man, hashtag finish the story, bro.
he's
Because he's the
savior of
superhero. That's
WWE.
why
Man,
you
fuck this
already know all
superhero
wrestling
shit.
companies need the superhero. He's the superhero.
Nah, man.
Here's an idea. Here's an idea. Oh man, they would never do it. What if Cody does win Money in the Bank, and he says that he'll cash in, regardless, or he's giving his heads up, right? He does the RVD thing, right? And so then you get the story of Roman and Jey, and then Jey beats Roman, but then Cody gets bitter because he realizes in that moment, I didn't.
Nah,
finish
you
the
want me to have a
story.
riot?
Jey
Nah, you ain't
did.
gonna do that shit. You ain't gonna
No,
have me
I'm
do
just
that
saying.
fucking riot.
What if Cody gets mad and he gets bitter and he's like, "Damn, I didn't finish the story. Jey did. This dude took my moment. This dude took my spot." So then, in a spur of the moment, he cashes in on Jey and turns heel. Oh my god, the heat would be so good. The heat.
Nah.
Well, you don't want that. You don't want that, Scott. What happened?
You want me to turn the TV off. Cody should not be around the Cody should not be sniffing titles. Period.
Well, there's the thing. Now you're definitely pushing it. He's definitely gonna win the title eventually.
But not now. Not now. Not now. Cody still owes time. You just don't fucking return from a pectoral injury and pull a John Cena. Fuck that shit. Sit your ass down.
Hey, Triple H tore a quad. He came back and won. There's no difference.
Yeah, motherfucker won the Royal Rumble for Christ's sake.
Right.
Yeah, but Triple H also dropped the title to Hulk Hogan a month later. So I ain't trying to see that no more.
That is true.
Hey, Hogan said it wasn't gonna work for him, brother.
And honestly, I don't want Cody around that damn title. And is it me or is that world heavyweight title fucking with my eyes, man? I can't get off that ugly WWE symbol in front of it.
I like it. I always like that belt. I don't think there's nothing really wrong with it. I get it because that annoying logo. I get it, but I like it. I really do.
The only issue I have with the new belt, and Sandman and I were joking about this last week. This is how you can tell they don't know what the fuck they're doing. The new belt literally has undisputed on it, and it's just like, but you're not undisputed because you.
Oh no, that belt! No, that belt is trash. Like they didn't put no effort in that shit. Now
they just made it gold.
Belt, yeah. I like that. I like that one more than what you know. What I'm saying, you know what I mean.
It's that W in the middle is driving me crazy.
The thing is that it's lazy. Like what I said in the video. Y'all didn't see the video? Go check it out.
Oh yeah, I saw it. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, like it's lazy. They didn't even put no effort into like with the World Heavyweight Championship. You can see they try to do a little something different. You can tell. You
But
know
they
what I
have to
mean?
put
They
that
didn't
W in the middle
bring
of
back
it.
the gold belt. They put little they shaped it differently, and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They
man.
put some
You know
effort
what?
into the World
You
Heavyweight
know who I
Championship.
blame for this, man?
You know
I'll
what?
tell you who I blame for this, and I
I
ain't
think
trying to
Seth
hate on
Rollins'
Cena, bro.
outfits throws it off too. His outfits is fucking up the title.
I'll tell you who I blame for this, and I ain't trying to turn anti-Cena, man. I blame to this day, even though the belt has been retired for a decade now, I blame the spinner belt for the current look of the titles today. You see, the thing is, I never hated the spinner belt back then. I know a lot of people hated it. It fit John Cena, but my main beef with the spinner belt was that, to me, in my opinion, the spinner belt was the first belt in WWE. For me, it did not look like a title. It looked like a toy that a kid could play with. Every other belt before looked legit, like a legitimate, like the same kind of trophy you would see like at the Super Bowl or the NBA like final playoffs
But
or
you know why
whatever.
they did that though? Because
But you
around that
know
time,
what?
the unit was still
That title,
popping.
Right.
that title was only designed for Cena. Now,
Right.
why didn't they just go with another title after that?
Cena and
We'll
Edge.
never know.
I
Right.
like
Even
I like the
So
spinner.
then
I like the
after they
unit
nah,
got
spinner and
after
nah.
they got
When
rid
I
I
of
like
the
it.
spinner belt,
when I
after they
when I
got
think
rid of
of
the spinner
Edge,
belt, every belt after the spinner belt has that same toy look with the big W in the middle. It doesn't look legit. It looked like the new World Heavyweight title. I'll give that belt props. It looks like a nice belt. It's not the best belt I've seen, but it definitely looks more appealing than that new belt Roman's got now. That just
Yeah,
looks like a
so
mustard on
so
it.
so
the new belt they just switched the colors. That's it. They did nothing else to it.
let's talk
For
about
branding.
titles. Let's talk about titles and wrestlers since we're in the subject. The spinner belt didn't look right on. It didn't look right on Edge, and it didn't look right on anybody else except for the Miz. I did like the fact that that title was on the Miz.
It did
fit the
look good
Miz.
on the Miz. It did look
Because
good on the
remember,
Miz.
because he turned the title upside down. He turned the W was upside down like an M.
Right.
I
The
like
title
that.
didn't. The
Touch.
title looked amazing with CM Punk, but the World Heavyweight title I didn't like on CM Punk. Undertaker, I'm glad he never won that WWE title. The World Heavyweight title fit him perfect.
Yeah, you know what? You
Now,
got a point. Like, yeah, the big gold belt looked good on Undertaker. It did.
now the WWE title that that is made right now, it only looked good on one person. I say two. No, maybe three. It looked good on Drew McIntyre. It worked perfectly for Bobby Lashley.
Mhm.
And it looked amazing on Brock Lesnar.
I think Roman can make the new one look good if he changes his outfit. You know, sometimes he comes out in the black jumpsuit, like you get
Yeah,
ready to go
make
to the
it.
gym. Yeah, get
If
a gold
anything,
one
it
or
should have been like it should have had a red to it, like not like the Universal Championship, whatever. How it used to look, but
Mhm.
like just be creative with it.
You
Like I
know
said in
what?
the video,
That
make it
gold,
match his character. He's supposed to be the tribal chief, the leader of the bloodline, whatever. Make it the characteristics the same. It's like how the Rock had the Roman Bull. Well, he didn't have the Roman Bull belt, but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? The Stone Cold Stunner, the Stone Cold belt. You know what I'm saying? The FTW Championship. All those
what
belts
here's
it's
the
supposed
thing. I
all
think it's
those
to the point
reflected
where
of that particular wrestler's character. Should do the
well
same.
here's the thing. If you do that for one wrestler, you're gonna have to do that for everybody. And
No, you
there's
don't.
just some wrestlers you ain't gonna design a belt for.
As a matter
You
of
ain't gonna
fact, this shit for fucking Snoop Dogg. Like they put more effort in Snoop Dogg's title than Roman Reigns shit.
when I see Roman Reigns title, that just makes me think of damn, that belt would have looked good on Gold Dust. That's it.
it would have. It
It
would look
This
great on
it
dude
would
Gold
have
here,
looked
he's
it
dying on
would have
that
looked
hill with Gold Dust, boy.
because don't nobody
Gold
deserves
Dust.
a title more than Gold Dust. I'm sorry.
I feel you, my dude. Like I used to rock with Gold Dust too. But I don't know, man. Like, it's not looking like he's gonna be winning any belts. Only the
I
belt he's gonna
know,
be winning is the belt that he put through the loop with his pants.
but what would that look? You want AEW to sell some tickets? Let
That's not gonna do it.
I know let Dustin beat MJF. I will fucking mark out for that shit.
Why
I
would
will
you
glue
have
on
him
this.
beat MJF? Like that's not a good look.
You know why? Because here's the thing. MJF has this, and let's. If I was a storyline writer, I would talk. I would walk up to Tony Khan. I'd be like, "Look, I need you, and I need MJF to sit down with me.
Now hold up, Scott. If you're gonna walk up to TK, you got to bring your drugs first. Otherwise, he's not gonna
Yeah,
talk.
I'm gonna have some coke with me.
That's all big stuff.
And just to
Bring
show,
some clippers to shape up that toupee.
Tony Khan that I'm on his side, I'll do the first line with him. I'll
I
do it
bet.
first. I don't promote drugs, but just to get my point across, I would snort up a little bit just for him. Then I would sit down and they'd be like, "Yo, we need a storyline to benefit this." I'm like, MJF, your title reign has been decent, but I think it's time for us to really push you this arrogant prick. This you keep doing what you're doing. I love it, but when you're ready to drop the title, tell me the people who you actually respect in this business. And I'm gonna listen to it. He's gonna tell me, oh, I wouldn't drop the title to Sammy Guevara. I wouldn't drop it to and blah blah blah. And I wouldn't drop it to Darby Allin or any of them people. I was like, okay, how about you drop the title to someone who never got his recognition and who's been in this business forever? Who? And I'm gonna look at Tony Khan. I'm like, Tony Khan, you want to shake things up? Do something that no other promotion has ever done. You give Dustin Rhodes his moment. He don't have to be a champion for 6 months at a time. He gives us 2, 3 title reigns, and that's it. But you give me the best talker in the business, MJF, being this arrogant little asshole, and then you get someone like Dustin Rhodes that comes on an angle and be like, "Look, it's about time somebody needed to show your little immature punk ass an ass whooping." The fans will eat that shit up because they're gonna be looking at it like, "Yo, this is Dustin Rhodes. He never got the respect he deserved, and this is his going out party, and this is how you do it. You do a whole campaign. You get the fans behind him. He shows that he can still put on a good match in the ring, and then you have oh shit now. Then you have Dustin Rhodes put on the match of his life, and he wins the title. And when he does win the title, you got the graffiti, you got all that shit coming in, and then you have the wrestlers coming out from the stage and giving him his well-deserved flowers that he should have been gotten for the last 30 years of his wrestling career. It will be um bigger than the way Tommy Dreamer won the ECW title from Taz.
Well, I like your idea. It definitely has a lot of Virgo Bay. um, I like your idea. It's a good idea, but I think realistically, what's more likely to happen is you'll probably get. Remember the story you got with Ric Flair when Vince McMahon was like, "The next time you lose, that's it, you're done." What could probably happen is I don't know how you get there. Somehow you set up a segment with MJF and Dustin. I guess you could have a Dustin retirement promo where he's talking about it's going to be his last year. He's been finishing up soon.
Yes,
Blah blah
the
blah.
Dustin Rhodes Go
Right,
Home show.
right. You do that, and then you have MJF interrupt them. They go back and forth, and Dustin can say, "Well, I've never won the AEW title. I never won a world title before." Blah blah blah. And Jeff is like, "Yo, you want a piece of this, or you got to do this." Blah blah blah. Because MJF is like, "Go through your hoops, whatever." So then
Oh
you do it
God!
where
Please not
right,
that storyline
right.
again.
This time though, this time is if you lose, you're done. Right. So you take the Ric Flair thing. So you make it mean something. So you have Dustin go through all that, and then when you do Dustin MJF, you do it in Texas. And to the credit of Texas, every time AEW goes to Texas, those crowds are red hot. Texas deserves the pay-per-view.
You don't think them Texas fans wouldn't be behind
Oh, sure,
Dustin's what? I guarantee.
Oh yeah, they will love it.
You'll even see Cody break character for once and be in support for his brother.
I think if they did the match in Texas,
you gotta do it.
Hire security to make sure MJF can leave the building alive.
You gotta do it. No, you know what? If MJF dropped,
before we get up out of here, Black Star.
If MJF dropped the title to Dustin in Texas, he will be a god. That fans would respect MJF even more.
That's a nice storybook ending. I just think the only way it ends is MJF beating him. Not because
exactly.
Not because MJF would want to win. I see MJF beating Dustin because that's what Dustin would want. Because he's all about the business. If he really is retiring, and Dustin doesn't give me the impression. He doesn't give me the impression of the kind of guy that's going to say, I'm going to retire, and he comes out of retirement. Like, he gives me the impression that, like, if he says he's done, he's really done. That's it.
That's why
Dustin would probably want to go off. He would probably want to fall on a sword.
But here's another thing. Like, who would beat, if you have him beat MJF for the belt, who's going to beat Dustin? MJF?
No. You put CM Punk. That brings heat. They already talking about CM Punk about to be on his heel shit.
So you will have CM Punk win the belt from Dustin Rhodes. Do you hear what you're saying here?
Why not? This is AEW.
I think Dustin will also want to do right by MJF because in his mind he would think if I lose to MJF in Texas, that'll get him even more over as a heel. Kind of like that time when Triple H. Remember when he beat Mick Foley at the Hell in a Cell? And it was like, if he wants, remember, that got Triple H even more over as a heel. Some would even say that when he retired Mick Foley, that was what made Triple H officially as a heel.
I don't think you can get MJF any more over than what he is now. He's at the height of his career.
You can always get a heel more over, bro. You can always get
the only way you could get MJF over right now is for him to tear his ACL. It would take an injury for someone like MJF to be so over. And I just think MJF is one of those few wrestlers that are young that respects the business and the people before him. Why you think he was willing to do that angle with Cody and Chris Jericho? I think he's the only one that actually takes the business serious. And if he really does enjoy wrestling like he claims he do, he should be the one talking about, yo, Tony, how the fuck we gonna have Cody Rhodes become a champion before his older brother? I mean, I'll be like, you fucking right. I'm gonna get one over. I'm not gonna let Cody become the first Rhodes to win the title since Dusty. I'm gonna have Dustin do it, and it will feel a whole lot bigger. I'm telling you, Dustin Rhodes winning the championship will feel a whole lot more than Cody ever winning the championship. Because if you think about it,
against Cody, what did Cody do? Did he fuck your girl? I mean, I'm not in love with Cody. I'm not in love with him, but like, you know, I mean, I at least.
That is real.
To me, Cody got corny the moment he left Ring of Honor. When he was with Ring of Honor, he was his own man. He wasn't marking off with the fans. That was some of the best heel work that I ever seen. And I'm like, I like this version of Cody Rhodes. But then when he got to AEW and he was executive, I'm like, Cody kind of corny. And then you put yourself in a stupid stipulation with Chris Jericho. If I don't ever win this title, I will never get another title shot. What the fuck is wrong with you? And why was Jericho even cool to even do that? Like, I would have never agreed to no shit like that.
Well, because he didn't want that. He didn't want people to say, oh, look at him. He's an EVP and he's champion. He's booking himself like Jeff Jarrett.
That was AEW's issue in the beginning. It was damned if you do, damned if you don't, and I always gave them their flowers because I remember in that first year, every time they had a big match, they would lose because the narrative was if they won, then it would be like, oh, they're booking themselves. So instead, they lost. Like Kenny lost to Moxley because people knew who Dean Ambrose was, but John Moxley was a different interpretation. So Kenny lost to get Mox over. People knew Neville, but Pac was different than Neville. So Kenny lost to get Pac over. I remember the Young Bucks when they did that, the first tag team, when they did the tournament for the first champions, they lost to Private Party in the first round. I remember that made some people upset, but people didn't know who Private Party were. So they were trying to get them over. Remember Cody? He lost to MJF. He lost to Chris Jericho. They were losing, but what was the alternative? The alternative was they win. But then if they win, it's like what Sandman just said. Oh, they're booking themselves to win. So it was kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. But they definitely should not have done the stipulation of never challenging for the AEW title again. Like Cody was fucked from that moment on. Like it was the beginning of the end for him. Really.
Dustin needs to get that title because he everybody talks about Dusty Rhodes and they talk about Cody, but people forget what fucking Goldust, Dustin Rhodes. I'd rather call him Goldust. People forgot what Gold brought to this business. If it wasn't for Goldust, we would never have a character like Velveteen Dream.
Yeah, I agree with that.
You don't have somebody in the business 30 years. And you don't.
I just think, and this is the last thing I'll say before we go because I know like we've overshot our time.
Yeah, we definitely late, but I'm loving the conversation. But we definitely got to get up out of here soon.
Yeah, I just think that Goldust, unfortunately, is just a sample example of right guy, wrong time. Because the only time I think he could have ever realistically been champion would have been in like 96, 97. But I know for a fact, because, Sandman, you smarted me up on this stuff too, was that Vince wanted to push Goldust even more, but he held back on it because he was getting certain slurs yelled at him, and Vince was like, we got to cut the kibosh on that. Like, I know there were live events and house shows where they were chanting like "faggot," and stuff like that at him,
Yeah, I remember that chant.
Honestly, Vince should
have
pulled that trigger.
Since we're speaking about Goldust so much, that NXT title, the first one, the one with the big X, that will also look great on Goldust. It would look great.
Yeah, I like the NXT.
But you don't put a developmental title on a veteran like that. Just like I was like, why the fuck did they give that title to Dolph Ziggler? That meant nothing.
That title was better than Dolph Ziggler, and I fucked with Dolph Ziggler.
Well,
I was like, why did they even do that to Braun Breaker? Him losing to Dolph Ziggler made no sense.
They did it the same reason they put the belt on Charlotte. They did it to push a number, but it didn't work. That was what happened.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm 40 years old. Before I die, I want to say Dustin Rhodes was a world heavyweight champion. They gotta do it.
Well, you can always get the AEW game when it comes out.
I ain't playing that shit.
You could fantasy book and have it win that.
Get the hell out of here.
I'm getting that. I'm getting Fight Forever. I'm getting that. That game look fun as hell.
Hey, yo, man, you should stream it on here, bro. That's what you should do. You should get it day one. Stream.
Word, right? Like I want to figure out how to do that shit. I really don't know how to do that shit.
I think you need like a capture card or something. I think.
Okay. I gotta look into that because I definitely wanted to start doing that shit also when it came to gaming. Like go on Twitch and be because like in my free time, I just like to jump on the game and watch this dude Scott up in Street Fighter and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I'll tell you what though. If you don't figure out,
Scott.
Yeah. You don't want me to.
Oh, speaking of that, yeah, you need to do a Street Fighter 6 review, and then if you get Fight Forever Day 1, you can do a review on that. Because a lot of wrestling fans are also gamer fans. It'll bring more content to your channel, more views.
Yeah, I remember you saying in the last episode. Yeah, I'm definitely looking into that shit. But here's the thing,
honestly,
I be getting I don't get physical copies no more. All my shit be digital.
Okay, well, you don't gotta have a physical copy to give a review.
True that, but I want to like show it off and shit
Yeah,
like that. But I know what you mean.
I won't play that game because of you removed they removed my favorite player on the game. How the hell you gonna have a game Street Fighter 6 and not have Cody on it? Fuck out of here.
Yeah, it don't make no sense either. Like
I'm sure he'll be DLC or something. I'm sure.
they're gonna have to because the
They're gonna
game
have to because
like
he was so
it's
badass
a
in Street
mode.
Fighter 5.
It's a mode in the game called the world map, and like one part of the world map, you're in Metro City, and everybody knows Metro City. That's where these dudes live at. Mike Hagar, Cody, Guy. You know what I mean? That's their turf. And how the fuck you don't have none of them in the damn game? That shit is retarded.
Okay, yeah, I'm old. I'm over here playing Splatterhouse.
Oh, that was my shit. Splatterhouse. Which one? The first one?
The first one.
Yeah, all three of them was good. They need to come back out with that.
Disgusting. This game.
I'm
is
definitely going to get
good.
at some point this year. I'm going to definitely make it a goal. I'm going to try to get a PS5 myself. I've just been waiting. I'm very conservative when it comes to video games in general because it's just like nowadays you get a better deal if you wait. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely feel you on that. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Especially when it comes to a lot of these like consoles and games. Like when shit just drop, they be so pressed and be rushing to get the product out. It's not all the way finished, and you will have like glitches and bugs and all types of silly shit.
Yeah.
That's all. I'll be waiting too. But when it came to Street Fighter 6, I ain't gonna lie, I couldn't wait. I'm a Street Fighter head.
I'm gonna try to get a PS5 before winter because I definitely want to play that Spidey 2 day one. I'm a big Spidey.
Oh man, yo, Spider-Man 2 is that's another game I'm getting. I'm getting that ASAP.
Yep.
That shit look fucking. See, that's another game I got as soon as it dropped. Both of the Spider-Man, the Spider-Man with Peter Parker and the Spider-Man with Miles. I got both of those when they first had dropped. But anyways, we fall past the time limit, but this is, man, it's good. It's good being back. It feels good being back, chopping it up with you guys and all that. So what's going on tomorrow with AEW?
Tony Khan's supposed to make another announcement. But
what was announcement this dude's gonna make? Jesus Christ!
I have no idea.
Moxley gonna bleed.
I'll wipe my ass today. Thank you.
If I had to guess,
bleed.
if I had to guess, it's probably going to be whatever Punk's first match is. Rumored to be Samoa Joe. We'll see. Jay White's going to have a match against Ricky Starks, but the stipulation is that FTR and Bullet Club Gold are banned from ringside. So this seems like an obvious spot for a debut. Either a debut or someone we haven't seen in a long time will show up to help out Jay, to get the whole Bullet Club Gold.
It'll be somebody Japanese.
Yeah.
You're already getting mad about Tony Khan. He's like, God damn.
Yo. Because he be doing some silly shit.
I got an announcement.
He's just silly. But, I definitely give him his praise also. At times he does try, and that's what really frustrates me with him because it's like, my dude, you got to stop geeking out, and the answer is right in front of your face, my dude, and you need a team. You can't do everything yourself. You need a whole team. If you have a team, you can get different ideas, you know what I'm saying, and you can have other people carrying the weight. You don't have to carry the workload on your own. It's not necessary. You're going to burn yourself out too fast.
Hey, big ups, Marcus Brown. Yeah, Katana Chance and Kaden Carter are the only legit tag team they have there.
Yeah.
They've been killing it for years.
Hey, big ups to Katana with her big old titties in the air. Big ups to her.
Here we go.
I like me some Katana. She looks a little weird in the face, but
is that the that light skinned chick with the braids? Katana Chant?
Yeah, she's not even black. She's from some. She got black features, but she's like somewhere in the Asian world, or
Really?
Australian. Yeah.
So that's not the light skinned black chick?
Oh
Who
no,
with the braids?
you talk about Jakara's fine ass. That she on a whole different level.
Okay,
she
okay.
she Jakara. She's not ready to be on TV because she just can't wrestle. But when it time for I will say this, she's definitely nice to look at on Instagram. She has she has the looks to be a star.
I
Can
hope we
now
don't cut off. 'Cause I got a
would
certain
that
amount of
convert
time
to
that I hope we don't cut off, but I'm gonna let it go on for like 5 more minutes.
yeah, if it converts to
5 more
wrestling,
minutes left.
like he said, Jakara is gonna be a big star because she already got the looks. I just keep on forgetting how young she is.
Let me see. So yeah, Katana and Kato look strong even in defeat. Triple H has been booking NXT call up strong for the past year. You notice the fuck out of here.
Bro, not everybody.
Hell no, not everybody. Like what happened with Gargano? What happened to Dexter Lumis? Like this dude, what's his name? Hamster Man. That dude that look like a hamster.
I'm
Hamster
sorry,
man.
bro. I'm sorry, bro. If I'm wrong, because most people don't want to admit when they're wrong, I'll admit I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll fall on the sword. This Gargano shit, it's not going to work. Adam Cole would never
Who?
work on the main roster. Gargano's not going to work on the main
Gargano.
roster.
Black Star said that he think they might be putting them back together DIY.
I
I'm
don't
all
care,
for
bro.
them.
I don't care, bro. That's just not going to work on the main roster, man. Different crowd,
No,
different audience, different taste. It's not going to work.
Adam Cole would work if it was the same formula, Undisputed Era just taking over. That would have been dope. I would have loved to see them in the main roster.
But we know
just
that's never going
wrecking
to
havoc.
happen, bro. You know Vince ain't going to let it happen, man. It was just confirmed he was at Raw last night. He was there. He was booking half the show. It wasn't shit as usual, but
Yeah, we know that, but man, how fun that would have been, Undisputed Era. I don't think the
sure.
fans would have I don't think the fans would have appreciated Undisputed Era.
No, they want to know because they
They
wouldn't have
won't.
understood.
It's a
But
different crowd.
Ricochet, that's he got squashed by Hamster Man. What the fuck is his name? The dude that look like a human
Hamster
hamster.
Man.
I don't know.
I'm mad I forgot his fucking name.
Yeah, like who is Hamster Man?
The dude that fought Ricochet not too long ago, Hamster Man. He fought Ricochet on Monday.
I didn't watch Raw
Hamster
last night.
Man.
So I don't know.
Oh man, what's his? I'm mad I forgot his fucking name. The dude that was just in a triple threat match with Bobby Lashley and Austin Theory.
Oh, you Bronson Reed?
Bronson Reed, yeah. He look like a fucking hamster. Like we.
Tsunami.
Yeah, Ricochet got obliterated by that dude on Monday. Yeah, Hamster Man. He look a fucking gerbil.
It's just a different audience. Like the main reason.
No, not Nakamura ballet dancer. This dude. I'm about to call him Braun Strowman. Fucking
Oh man.
gerbil.
Yeah.
That's his new name, gerbil.
Holy shit. Oh, what is this movie? Well, I'm turning the channel. Oh my god.
What the
Is it
fuck?
nasty?
No, there's Any Given Sundays on with Jamie Foxx, Al Pacino. Whatever's going on with Jamie, hope you get better. Football movie. This guy got tackled and his eye came out of his socket. Yeah, Jesus, I was.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
Anything Sunday was good. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember
He's
that.
good though. He's not in the hospital no more. Jamie Foxx.
Oh really? Oh, all right.
He's been out the hospital for like months now.
Okay.
Yeah, he's good.
He's getting ready for that role that's never gonna happen, Mike Tyson.
Oh, I thought you were about to say Collateral too. Ain't gonna happen either.
You know, on behind the scenes, these dudes got into it. Any Given Sunday, LL Cool J and Jamie Foxx.
I can
Yeah,
believe
LL
that. I can
Jamie
believe
Foxx
that.
Jamie Foxx was being a little bit arrogant, and LL was like, "I will knock you the fuck out," and he knocked him the fuck
Yeah,
out.
Yeah, that was great. Yeah.
I can believe. I've heard stories about Jamie. Nothing bad, but I've heard stories about him over the years.
Okay, I'm gonna answer. We can answer this question. Then we out of here. Sandman, Toph, who's the weirdest WWE talents y'all ever seen? I'm talking cringy bad.
That's easy. Bray Wyatt.
Beautiful,
Easy.
pretty deadly.
He
I
not
can't
cringy
stand
bad.
it.
Come on.
No,
That's-
Bray's
I can't-
cringy. No, Bray's
I
cringy
can't-
bad, and I'll tell you why. And I know Scott, you're gonna agree with me, right? Now, when we
Pretty
was
deadly. I
kids,
can't
okay.
deal with them motherfuckers.
When we was kids, we all watched Saturday morning cartoons like Power Rangers, right? When Bray was doing whenever he was doing promos and he does the laugh, it's the same kind of over the top kind of laugh you would see Lord Zed or Rita do when their monsters were destroying something. Like if you're gonna do a laugh, if you do it at the end of every other sentence, I can't take you seriously, bro. You're like a Saturday morning cartoon. He's cringy to me, and the whole let me in, let me. It's just it's not genuine, Like I can look at like Jake. Like have you ever heard a Jake the Snake's heel promo? Jake the Snake, his promos were scary, bro. He never raised his voice. He gave eye contact the whole time. And whenever he laughed, it was like a very kind of quiet, sinister laugh. That was making like, oh shit, like this dude's fucking crazy. Bray's
I'm sorry.
just,
After Bray was no longer Swamp Redneck Wyatt, that was it for me.
Yeah, pretty much. The minute Cena beat him at Mania, that was it. I'm sorry, I don't give a fuck what anybody says. That was it. He's been cringe ever since. What about you, say, man?
Oh man, I would say I'm trying to think of Baron Corbin, but that's what I keep thinking about. Baron Corbin. Now that's what you call cringe. This dude been through so much character changes for no damn reason, and none of them worked. You know what I'm saying? Like I would say he's like the worst one of the worst. I'm glad he's getting a somewhat of a revamp. Maybe a refresher. Because like I said, like I was playing the promo with him and Ilya Dragunov at the beginning of the show, and it's like a perfect fit him being there, and hopefully he takes advantage of it and makes some history. Him and Carmelo Hayes and whatever the case may be.
I know I'm biased. I say put the belt on him, have him beat Carmelo. Heat.
Yeah, that would be heat. And let's really be real, like how Carmelo's being booked, he's looking like he's always on the defensive. And him being a champion, that's not a good look if he's always on the defensive. Like he's being bullied, like he got bullied by Braun Breaker. He won eventually, of course, but you know what I mean? He's like it's like they booking him like how they booked Rey Mysterio, like the underdog champion, but it's not gonna work. What I think, it's not gonna work with Carmelo Hayes. You know what I mean? We don't want to feel sorry for Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes is supposed to be that showboat. You know what I mean? When he comes through with Showtime and that he's supposed to be charismatic and arrogant. We don't want to see him desperate, like a dude that's in the desert gasping for fucking water. You know what I'm saying? We want to see this dude, be like how he used to be. Now he's nothing but a pussy. But anyways,
God
I
damn.
ain't gonna lie, we definitely out of time though. We went 3 hours. Yo, you guys are fucking awesome. Friday gonna pull up again, do what we do. I'm gonna keep y'all posted too, because next week I might step away again, but I'm definitely gonna keep y'all posted. Another thing, I think I might be off that day of Collision. So if I'm off for Collision, we could do like a watch party and shit. We all watch Collision together and crack jokes.
I'm about to watch this Dark Side of the Ring, see what's up.
Which one?
Right. Sounds awesome. And on that note, peace out with the fuckers. Hit that like button. Appreciate y'all.